So, what did I buy in Japan? Did I buy a lot? Did I buy a little? Did I buy medium? I don't know. Well, me and Coco did buy a lot of stuff. I bought more than she did, but she did buy some expensive items. So here's the picture of everything we have. It is a lot of stuff, okay? But most of it was pretty cheap. So first things first. A lot. This is every single thing. Is it recording for YouTube? Yeah, it is. This is every single thing we got. Okay? So I will show it in person, but I just want to show the picture first. So this is a mix of stuff me and Coco got. But the stuff that she got, this big ass plushie. So plushies are basically all hers. She bought the VV bag. Well, I'll talk about the FF9 collab pop-up in a sec. But just like one or two things to bring up. This is like stuff from Universal, you know, all the stores we went to. And so you'll see there's a lot of like tiny stuff. I got a lot of magnets and a lot of like stickers, because when we were there, I was like, you know what? I don't need figures. I don't need like any clothes. I don't need like keychains, acrylic stands. I don't need any of this stuff. And I still got some keychains, right? Some gachapons and stuff. And this is also gifts for people, dude. This includes everything we bought for anybody. So this has, like, this whole section here, that's a gift. Like, this is also gifts for people. But I was like, you know what? I don't really need that much stuff. I really have everything I could ask for. I'm very, like, grateful for all my stuff. And so I wanted to get a lot more, like, magnets and stickers, because I said this yesterday on stream. If we go to a place like the Nintendo Museum or Universal Studios Japan or the Ueno Zoo, right? Those are like specific like things that you can kind of only do in Japan that have a lot of memories attached to it. So I was like, you know what? Instead of buying like a keychain or an acrylic that will sit around on my desk and one day I'll get rid of or one day will get thrown in a pile, let me get a magnet. Because a magnet is like, for example, a magnet I can put on my fridge, right? Obviously, right now, I live with my parents at home, but when I move out soon, not in like a week or a month, but in the coming 6 to 8 months, whatever, I can put a magnet on the fridge, or I can put a magnet on the side of the fridge, or I can get some place to put a magnet on to put on the wall, right? And so like, magnets are also cheap, way cheaper. They're like $2 or $3, $4, $5, whatever, right? And so I was like, you know what? I said no acrylic stands at all when I was there, which I didn't get any. I got some keychains, but it was literally, I think, like 2 or 3, and then other gachapons from like specific stores that you can only get them at, which is mainly Nintendo Museum. But like the Ueno Zoo, we were there the whole day, and it has a cute animal on it, and it's like when we look at this magnet on our fridge or whatever, we will remember the zoo and the memories that are attached to that like trip, right? Same thing with the Nintendo Museum, right? Like, I was like, Nintendo Museum has a lot of cool stuff. It's got shirts. Dude, they had a t-shirt and sticker and acrylic chain, and they had the massive massive Wii controller, massive N64 controller. They had t-shirts for every single console they had. They had a Wii, Wii U, Switch, DS, 3DS, N64, GameCube, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color. Like, there's the store there sectioned out into each like console they've ever had, with a t-shirt for every single one, acrylic stands, keychains, stickers. So I could have spent so much money. But the only thing I bought there was this Nintendo Museum magnet, and then this thing here, and then these stickers. Because, like I said, like, I would love to own a lot of that stuff, but it would have all sat around. And, mainly, for me at least, when I buy things, it's, it's either because I want it, but, like, in the sense of, like, in Japan, it's because, like, okay, I want to remember this, right? And so you can take a picture, print out the picture, or you can, just buy something that reminds you of that thing, which is, like I said, that's the point of the magnets. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to get magnets for places that we go. because like they're also cheap. But Nintendo's museum, I also bought this. So they have a huge section of stickers. They have stickers that is literally just the cover of their games, from the Wii to the DS to the 3DS to the Game Boy to the GameCube. Every console they had it was like a pillar, right? And on all 4 sides of the pillar, they had stickers for so many games, bro. So many games. And so if you bought 10 stickers, it would be about, I think it was like $10 or $9. You pick any 10 and you pay just one price. And so they had Mario, Pikmin, like they had a bunch of games, you know, all their like mainline titles. They had like the iconic like Zelda games, Metroid. They had Splatoon, Nintendogs, Kid Icarus. And then they also had some like not so popular ones as well. And so I was like, oh, that's cool. It's cheap and they're big ass stickers, and you know, I could give them to friends as well if a friend wants one. Or, you know, I bought a journal when I was there, so that same thing like the magnet thing. If there's a place that we went to and we don't want a billion magnets, right? We want a couple. I could get a sticker instead. And then for the journal, I put the sticker on the journal. So if I don't want to get a magnet, I get a sticker for it, and I put it on the journal, and that's what I did. So I got a journal there. And so for every like place we go, or for like major things or characters, or if I just saw like a character I like, or an anime or a show, and I'm like, I like these stickers, but where the hell am I going to put them? I bought like one, or if they had a pack of multiple ones, I'll buy the pack. But they're really cheap, right? So I got a journal when we were there. The journal's from Muji. It was like $5. And I'm gonna keep covering it with more stickers that I have. But I wanted to cover it kind of like the old like graffiti, like a bunch of stickers like stacked on top of each other style. And that's what I wanted to do, so that once again I didn't buy useless shit, and I kind of had like something to keep all the memories in, right? You know, like in the journal we didn't really write much in here because we were really busy and tired at the end of every day. But in the next day or two, me and Coco are gonna go through and write down every single thing we did every single day. So we got to fill that out. But I got sticker from the Mofusando store. There was a pop-up for Kuso Hamuchan. They had a Barrett Wallace sticker. You never see Barrett stuff anywhere, so this was the only one I could find, so I bought the Barrett sticker, obviously. You know, Nami, love Nami, One Piece store. They had some Doko Demisho, the game, Toro stickers, and Akihabara. Final Fantasy IX pop-up collab shop. And then on the back we have, you know, I got this sticker as well from the Nintendo Museum, the original, or not original, this is, what's it called? Link's Awakening for the Game Boy. And then I have One Piece sticker from the One Piece shop again, and then there was like a stamp rally kind of thing for Bunny Girl Senpai. But either way, I did that. And so that's like a big thing for buying stuff, like a preemptive, like I bought a lot of shit, but also I tried to make sure the stuff I bought was like not totally just junk, because, you know, like everyone's got junk, and I like to consume, and everyone likes to consume, and like I don't have the money to waste on plastic shit to sit around, because I've already spent enough money over the past 7 to 8 years on plastic shit to sit around. Also, the name of the song, I have the link to the playlist in the Discord server that I use. So if you go in the Discord, it has the playlist. But how I navigate around Japan? Yeah, I know Japanese. Yeah, I minored in Japanese in college. I can conversational level. So yeah, navigating. Also, even if you don't know Japanese, navigating in Japan is incredibly easy. But yeah, if we had a question, I could ask anybody, and it'd be fine. But yeah, the stickers I got, chat, because I kind of glossed over it. I got the Link's Awakening one that was on my journal. Super Mario Sunshine. Goated Mario game. It's really janky, but I got that bad boy. Ocarina of Time Remake. This is the first Zelda game I played. I still have the receipt and the game from when it came out, so obviously I had to get that. Wind Waker. A lot of Zelda stickers, yes, I know. Zelda is like one of my favorite, if not my favorite gaming series of all time. Wind Waker, obviously goated game, but also the main reason I got this, because look how cool this looks. Like, this cover for this is like, it's cool, right? Because, you know, it's like the original 3D Ocarina of Time cover, but it has the big-ass 3DS thing there, right? Which isn't a big deal, but the GameCube one, this is mad nice. Like, it doesn't have, like, any, like, of the weird, like, white edge around that this one has, and it's kind of just, like, a really pretty blue. So I got that one. I got the Ocarina of Time for the N64, because once again, like, there's no, like, kind of ugly border. It's just a really nice, like, rectangle sticker. I got Majora's Mask, because once again, you know, just game means a lot to me. And then I got, oh my god, I got so much Zeldas, bro. Link, what is this? This is different Japanese name. This is not Link's Awakening or Link to the Past. This is, oh my god, what is the name of this game, bro? Oh my god. Legend of Zelda Link Between Worlds. Oh my gosh, terrible. Link Between Worlds. Holy shit. One of the best Zelda games. Like, one of the best Zelda games, bar none. Like, the second best, like, probably, maybe for, I don't know, it's top 3 easily for, like, top down, not mainline. Because this isn't technically mainline, this is a spinoff. But this, absolutely godly game. Got that. Kid Icarus. Obviously, Kid Icarus is, like, top 5 best 3DS game, one of the best Nintendo games. It's absolutely phenomenal. Nintendogs, duh. I got a lot of DS and 3DS stuff because I grew up with the DS and 3DS. And I got the Twilight Princess Wii cover. Because, dude, this is the Japanese cover for the game, and it looks so much better than the American one. The American one looks fine, but I saw this and I was like, oh, this is sick. Because the American one has Link and Midna on it. Midna in the wolf form. And it's cool, but, like, this one looks cooler, I think. This one looks really cool with the contrast. So I got this one. But Nintendogs, my beloved. Link Between Worlds, yeah. But yeah, that's the Nintendo Museum stickers. Acrylic stands are overpriced. Yeah, they're very overpriced. But that's that for the Nintendo Museum. I kind of got sidetracked with that stuff. But got that, and then also, hold up. I got this. So this, you're like, bro, you just said you're not going to buy keychains in plastic. I know. But the gachapons I got there and the keychains I got there, I had to. Okay? This was Nintendo Museum exclusive. Okay? The exclusive always gets me, as it does for everyone else. Right? But this is the Wii screen. And so they had a gachapon there for all of their consoles. Or not a gachapon, but like a blind box. Same thing, right? You're gambling. And it was all there. It was like 8 or 9 or 10, whatever. Like all the consoles, GameCube, N64, and so there are these cubes, and obviously you can't pick. It's a blind box, but the blind box was you get one of the consoles, and the gimmick of this is it's not just that it's like a box, right? It's kind of ugly. It has the startup sound. It plays the startup sound, and I was like, dude, you know what? That's so cool. So I was like, I want the Wii, because the Wii is like the most iconic, if not like top 5 most iconic startup sounds for a console ever. The Wii is also like one of the most influential consoles of all time. The Wii is amazing. Everyone loves the Wii. I grew up with the Wii as well. And I was like, I want the Wii one so bad, and I got it. And I fucking got it. If I didn't get it, it would have been fine, but I got it. But it plays the startup sound when you press the little button at the bottom. Come on. It's kind of cool. So I saw this. Saw this, and I was like, dude, I got to get it, because that's sick. Like, I wonder which one I'll get, because all the Nintendo console startup sounds are cool, obviously. You know, GameCube is, like, probably second place. And the Switch one's all right. But yeah, that's the other thing I got in the Nintendo Museum. And we're kind of jumping ahead to the Nintendo Museum stuff, but it kind of is just on par with, like, the magnet conversation. But yeah, like I said, I got magnets for the Nintendo Museum, for the zoo. Also the Mofusando is like the cat, the really cute cat shop. We went to that, so I got a magnet there. And then I got 2 magnet blind, like gotcha blind boxes at the Bunny Girl Senpai pop-up at the big camera in Enoshima. Or not in Enoshima, but it's right by Enoshima at the Odakyu gate. And so I'll talk about that in a second as well. But yeah, so this is everything I got. Like I said, the stuff is for friends. But the stuff that I don't have that's here, this Miffy plushie is for my sister. I got this on the second try on the crane game. I'm not like perfect at the crane game, but I think I'm decent. So I got Miffy for my sister. This thing is pretty big, which it fit in the suitcase, but me and Coco had an extra suitcase, so I brought an extra suitcase that was empty because I knew we would buy stuff. So I brought one, and Coco had to buy one when we were there. So I won this for my sister, and then I also won this massive. I think it's a red panda. It looks like a tanuki, but this massive red panda plushie. It is giant. This thing is giant, bro. Like, you see Shaman here. It's like Shaman is like the size of like the controller, right? And so this rascal thing, huge, dude. So we went to Shinjuku, Kabukicho Tower, which was built, I think, around 2-3 years ago. Beautiful. It's so cool. And I probably did like 10 tries for this. Way too many tries. But I had to get it for her because she loves red pandas, as you can see. Red panda coin purse she got at the zoo. You can't see because of the webcam. There we go. Red panda coin purse she got at the zoo. Red panda orange cat. Mofusando little plush. And red panda sticker right there. And then red panda. She had like a red panda hairband that she wore. And then also a little red panda magnet. So she loves red pandas. So I took forever to get this for her, but I got it for her. So that was hers as well. She got the Moogle plushie. She got the VV tote bag from the FF9 pop-up, as well as the coin purse, as well as the VV mug. I got the VV kids book, which I have back here. But that's kind of just a rundown of the stuff that she got. She also got some Resident Evil stuff. She got some Sailor Moon stuff for herself. And then this is the Donkey Kong souvenir cup from USJ, as well as the wristbands. And then these are from Universal, because Universal had the One Piece summer event, which we'll talk about in a second. But that's the rundown, sorta, of stuff. But I'll show you in person what I got. So I got this hat, first of all. Ignore my hair. It looks crazy, okay? That's why I'm wearing a hat, because it looks insane. But I got this hat. So when I got there, chat, when we got there on Tuesday morning, very early Tuesday, we went to Shibuya on Tuesday, and we were basically in Shibuya the whole day. And so we just, I wanted to show Coco around Shibuya because, like, there's a lot to do there. And so basically we were there for the majority of the day, and we went to a Hedgehog Cafe. We went to a bunch of stores. And I'll show you Hedgehog Cafe pictures in a bit. But I bought this hat. This thing was like $15-20, bro. It wasn't that bad for a hat. Hats were expensive there. They were pretty expensive, but this one was on the cheaper side. But I wanted a hat because I was like, you know what? It's hot out. Cover up some of the face. My hair's looking crazy. It gets all frizzy because the humidity is atrocious. And so I saw this one in the 10-9 building. I think it was 10-9 or 109, whatever. It is mostly women's clothes, or almost all women's, or unisex, but majorly not much for guys there, for me at least. Which is okay. It's still a sick store to go, or sick place to go to, because Coco went to shop as well. But so I got this. And I was like, I don't know if it's like, it's a hat, so who cares if it's technically for women or not. But I thought it was sick, so I bought it. Cool hat, okay? I also got this Mai Shiranui iron-on patch at the Capcom store. I guess I've only seen these. I guess they're maybe only in Japan right now. But they have these iron-on patches, which I got 2 more that I'll show you in a second. That I got for the back of the hat because I was like, you know what, my Shiranui is sick and it's really cool. So I ironed this on today. And it doesn't like ruin the hat either because you can't really see it. It's just on the back. So I got that. But I got this cool hat. It's like my first purchase, chat. First day, this is what I got. And so then I got this Lawson shirt as well. This just says Lawson in Japanese. But I found out from my brother that a lot of claw arcade places have vacuum sealing things. They can vacuum seal the plushies for travel. I didn't know that. That would have been a good idea because the 4 plushies we had took up a shit ton of space. It took up a lot of space. But next. What else did I buy on the first day? I bought a new bag. So I have this one. The classic Uniqlo. Everyone wears this. Anybody. Doesn't matter who you are, what you are. Everyone's got one of these in Japan pretty much. I got this when I went there last time. I wear this all the time. I always have it on me. And so when I was there, I was like, I need something bigger than this because we're going to buy stuff and I need to carry the umbrella and whatever. So instead of this bad boy, which I got a little red panda Mofussan clip for it, which is very adorable. Very nice quality clip for a gacha as well, which is very shocking. Well, I didn't buy that there. That was when I was there last time. But I wanted to get a new one, so I got this one. The mother load. This bad boy. Also from the 10-9 building. Also, maybe technically for women, but I don't care. It's a bag, so a bag is for anybody. It's not for anyone specific. But it was just, it was from the store that we were shopping at. But either way, I think it's pretty nice. Because, ignore the fit right now. I'm literally in my home, and it's comfy. Okay, this is comfortable clothes. But, hey, I can wear it I can wear it on the shoulder like this. Or I do a little cross bag action. A little boom. Hey. And so this thing is amazing, bro. I'm so glad I bought this. It was also like $20, by the way, which is pretty cheap for this because it's really nice. The utility's great. The fabric was really nice. It's just cotton. It's whatever. But so I bought this bad boy at the 10-9 building as well for like $20. And it didn't have all this bullshit on it, okay? I added the bullshit. I added this Toro thing on it, which I might take off if I don't like it, but I think it looks kind of cute on the front. And then I added this Katamari patch on the one pocket. But got the bag. It's got pouch here, pouch on the back, 2 pouches there. It's got a zipper thing here. It's got a little pouch inside as well where I put my passports in there because it held those nicely. It's got a lot of stuff. Also, Daniel, what's up, dude? And also it matched the hat. Gray goes with a lot of stuff. When I was there, my outfits I wore was mostly like black, white, green. So it all kind of went together. As you can see, first day on, I had the gray pleated pants. This is before I bought the bag, by the way. But got the new hat. I had the gray pleated pants, the black tank top on, and then day 2, or I guess day 3, which, well, maybe I didn't buy the bag on the first day. I think we actually went back because I kept thinking about it. But white and green. What else? I had jeans, blue jeans with white shirts. So, the hat went with everything. Green and black. Lad stuff. We'll talk about this in a second. So, it was a great purchase. Phenomenal purchase. And I'll wear it a lot when I'm here. Which, that's all that matters. But, yeah, I got mad stuff on it, though, bro. I have my little mini version of the plushie I won Coco. So, after we won the big one, at the end of the trip, we saw that they had tiny ones at a crane game. So I ripped the crane game and won it in like the 2nd or 3rd try. Because the tinier crane games are usually easier. So I got one so we can match. So she is the big one that I won for her, and then I have the tiny one. And I got this Taiko thing also, which I love Taiko, which, jumping forward, I bought this at the end of the trip. I got my own bocce. So, okay, I'm jumping ahead, okay? But, yeah, I got the Tycho thing, and then I got, you know, just more gachapon, like, keychain shit for the bag. This cute little cat. And then this abomination. This is an old kids show, like 25 years ago. Absolutely horrifying creature. I think it's a Labubu. I'm kidding, but honestly, I would rather have this hang on my bag than a Labubu. I'll keep it a buck. But that's the bag. But the Tycho thing, it plays a noise when you click on it, which is really cool. But I got, jumping ahead real quick, I got my own freaking bocce, bro. Like, if you don't know Taiko no Tatsujin, it's a game. It's an arcade game. And you hit the taiko, which is a drum. And it's a rhythm game. You know, it plays music, and it has the taiko or the thing going on the screen. You got to hit at the right time. It's a basic rhythm game. And they're not really that that popular in America because not that many arcades have cabinets for it, unfortunately. Round one has like 1 or 2 cabinets. But it depends what round 1 you're at. So, Taiko, it's not that popular in America because you can't really play it anywhere. It really sucks because the game it's like my favorite arcade game of all time. But I got my own because when you go play Taiko, they have the ones that you can use there. But usually they're heavier and they're thicker and the rubber is coming off and they're uncomfy. And they're still fine to use. But when I found out you could buy your own ones, I was like, bro, I want to buy my own. These are kind of expensive, but, like, these are so nice. They're way lighter, way thinner. Yo, Shikari Tani, thank you for the raid. What's up? How are you? I'm yapping about my purchases in Japan. Hello, thank you for the raid. What's up? Haram Steak, thank you for the follow. Ladudu, yeah. But I bought this, and I think it's cool. And it's engraved and everything, but that's pretty much it. But back to the trip. So we got there first day, did some shopping, whatever. And dude, we went to the Hedgehog Cafe. You will play and show for Twitch one way. What, Taiko? Dude, I'll play Taiko. I have the Switch game. I have the little Taiko Switch version, but it's just really tiny and hard to play. But yeah, if there's a cabinet by me, I'm down. But there's not really any because it's not really in America. So not the best purchase because I won't get much use out of them. But maybe one day I will. That's why I got them because I've never seen this before. And I was like, you know what? Screw it. I love this game. But so bro, we went to the Hedgehog Cafe, chat. The Hedgehog Cafe. Also, by the way, we went to the Square Enix Garden store, which like just opened last year in Shibuya. It was beautiful. By the way, it was really cool. It had loads of Dragon Quest stuff, loads of FF stuff, some Nier stuff, some Kingdom Hearts. It was really sick. I didn't buy that much because like I didn't need much stuff, you know. So I didn't I could have bought like this Aerith plushie and the Tifa plushie, and I would have loved to, but I don't need it. It's a waste of money. So it didn't happen. But yo, Shikari, what were you playing? Sorry, I'm yapping, but what are you streaming? Thank you for the raid. Oh, Love and Deepspace. Oh, awesome. Thank you. But yeah, it was a cool store. I could have spent so much money, but like I said, I don't got enough room here. I'm already like consumerism final boss. But me and Coco was about to buy this because she loves Aerith. Aerith is like her favorite video game character ever. Like, it's her girl. And so she was about to buy it, and I was like, oh, it's cute, right? You should get it for sure because I have the Cloud one right there. And so she picks it up, and I'm like, oh, hell nah, bro. I was like, why does it look like her braid is a big piece of doo-doo? No, thank you. No worries. Go lurk. You're streaming. It's okay. Thank you so much. I was like, that looks like a piece of poop. She didn't buy it in the end. She was like, wait, I can't buy it anymore because it looks like poop. I was like, no. I was like, stop. You don't even see the braid on the back, so you should still buy it. Well, she didn't buy it. But it looks like doo-doo. It looks like a big turd, man. Which is funny. It's funny. And we were dying laughing at it. And I was like, no, I shouldn't have said it because it would have been cute if she got it. But we bought We bought cups there. So it's downstairs because I had to put it in the dishwasher. But I got this glass 7th Heaven cup. It's basically like the TikTok, like, guys, today I'm making my iced chai coffee. And it has like the wooden cover and like the wooden straw. It's basically the same cup where it's like, you know, a kind of small, but the top kind of goes in a bit. But it was cool because it's 7th Heaven. Because, yeah, awesome. So I got this, and then she got a FF7 one as well. But it's downstairs, so I can't really show you. But, you know, that's what it looks like. But, yeah, cool cup. And we'll use it, right? I was like, you know what? I don't need a shirt. I don't need a plushie. I'll have, you know, whenever I move out, we'll need cups. So let there be cups, okay? Also, it wasn't that expensive. It was like, I think, in the $15 range, which isn't too bad. I know it's a single cup, but like, you know, it's a special Square Enix, like Final Fantasy, whatever. But so we went to the Square Enix store, which was really cool. And there was like a Don thing going on there as well, which was sick. And then we went to like the Capcom store, which was cool. You know, she bought Capcom stuff. I didn't buy too much Capcom stuff. I bought the My thing that's on my hat. We went to the Nintendo store. But the big standout of that day, you know, the day we arrived, was the Hedgehog Cafe. Oh my god, it was adorable. Look at them. The pictures aren't loading right now, which is really unfortunate. Because there are quite a bit. Okay, it's all the Cat Cafe stuff. Okay, well, it's okay. We'll skip through. But, so we went to a Hedgehog Cafe. Basically, you know, you show up. You say, I want to pet Hedgehog. I want to play with the Hedgehog. Give them money. It was like $20. Or like, I think it was $15 a person. And you could pay $20 a person for moving around to a different Hedgehog. But you're like, you know what? We don't need to pay the 20. We'll just pay 15 each. And you sit down and you play with the one Hedgehog for 30 minutes. Which we kind of regretted because... So the cafe had like... What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It had like probably 8 or 9 or even 10 like glass cubes. So this is in the middle, and this is just for like show with a Hedgehog in there. But each, as you can see here, each thing, it's like a glass thing. This front is opened, and there's a Hedgehog in there. And you sit down and you play with it, right? They give you gloves, they give you food, you feed it, you can pet it. You know, they give you, this is very nice. They take care of them very well. There's a lot of rules so you don't harm them. It was great. It wasn't like, you know, I know the animal laws in Japan kind of suck. And there can be a lot of mistreatment at these cafes, but it was handled very well. And so we paid the 15 and we picked... They were like, do you want a one that's like calm and chill or want one that's kind of more playful? And we're like, you know what, we'll do the playful one. And so since we paid the $15 for the 30 minutes at one box instead of the 20, the extra 5 for us to move around, which like I said, we regretted, because the Hedgehog we got, bro, tried to escape the whole 30 minutes. This guy constantly, and I mean constantly, I might have pictures on Twitter. I do not. I don't. That's just okay. He constantly was trying to escape. Like, literally, everyone else, the Hedgehogs were great. They would sit there. They'd let him be pet. You'd be able to feed him. But we would feed this guy. He'd eat the food up instantly. And he kept running out of it. So, like I said, this was open. This front part here. There's, like, you can see the, like, very roughly. I know the picture's bad quality. Very roughly, this is the plastic or the glass or whatever. And this part's open. And so he kept walking, putting his hands like this up on this part and trying to crawl out. Because they could easily crawl out, but you're sitting there so he doesn't crawl out, right? But he did that for the whole 30 minutes. And me and Coco weren't able to do anything else other than feed him, and he'd eat the food, and he'd try to run away. And then after he ate the food and he realized he couldn't leave, he'd go into the corner and lay down. And if you tried to pet him or do anything, he'd do this. And we were like, bro, come on, man. That's not fair. I was like, what? We can't win with this guy. He was adorable. And it's okay. He was probably grumpy and just wanted his food. But he kept doing this. So I would have to put my arm like this, like in front of it, because he would climb on my arm, and then we'd put him back in. Because if we put our hands like this, you're not supposed to touch like the quills or spikes, because it's very sensitive for them. And so the way you had to pick them up, you'd have to scoop them. And so I didn't want to like pick them up like this because it would hurt him, or it would scare him, or it'd hurt me. So we had to block him from climbing out with like our arm or with the gloves that they provided with us. So that's why you have a picture of him laying his head on my arm right here. Because I was doing this as I was trying to take pictures and record stuff. And then, you know, like I said, this is when he realized he couldn't escape and laid down in the corner and got angry. He did playfully try to escape. He was not bashful. He was a frisky little guy, but he was adorable. It was great. It was really cute. It was, you know, like I said, it's right in Shibuya. It's called Chiku Cafe. As you can see the name right there, Chiku Cafe. It wasn't that expensive. You know, people were very nice. They knew a lot of English as well, which, you know, if they didn't, it would have been fine. But like, it's good for tourists. But it was cool, and we had fun. And they had a bunch of other hedgehogs down here. They had so many, dude. They had the ones in the boxes, but they also had this like center island. On each side, on all 4 sides, they have it like this. They got like so many, like, you know, sleeping, and they change them out, and you know, they're not open 7 days a week, obviously, so they can take care of the hedgehogs. So it seems like it was ran very like well, and they care for them nicely. But you know, they also had like a bunch of little stuff on the desk and whatever, and they had like some pamphlets about other like small creatures, because they had some rats there as well. But just because they had them there, you couldn't really play with them. Bro, I have the pictures. It's just they're not loading, and that's on me, chat. That's on me. But that's okay. I think they did a massive revamp because I also went in Shibuya, unless there are multiple Hedgehog Cafes in Shibuya. There's probably multiple, yeah. There's probably multiple, but it could still be the same one. Yeah, I don't know. But you also went, 2 years ago, so yeah, maybe. Excuse me. But yeah, that was cute. That was cool. I didn't buy anything from there because there wasn't anything to buy, but they gave us a sticker, which was very cute, and I have the sticker that I'll put in the little scrapbook for our Japan trip. But bro, they had a Godzilla store. I didn't buy anything at the Godzilla store, but the Godzilla statue was scary, man. I'm not gonna lie, he was kind of terrifying. This thing was scary. He would turn on, and his eyes would get red, and his body would get red, and he'd be like, "Rah!" It was terrifying. It was actually kind of scary, but it was really cool. But yeah, that's pretty much day 1. I'm not gonna go through every single day this slowly, but I just wanted to because of, like, you know, what we did. Let's run through everything else that I bought. We're gonna speed run. So, I bought a singular figure when I was there. One figure. And I've been wanting a Nami figure because I have Luffy, Zoro, Usopp, Chopper, the mini Sanji one. I have almost all the main crew from One Piece. I don't have Frankie or Robin. I do have Robin, actually. That's a lie. I don't have Frankie or... Oh, yeah, that's everybody, right? I'm a fake... Brooke. Frankie, Brooke, or Jinbei. I don't have. But I've always wanted Nami one because I love Nami. She's my favorite One Piece girl from the Straw Hats. And so I got this one. And I don't love the ones that you can, like, move that are, like, bendable because, like, they usually kind of suck. But this one was cheaper, much cheaper than it was in America, and it was really nice. So I got this. And I know her boobs are huge. It's a little disproportionate. It looks better on the box. I was like, oh, they're still massive, right? They're still way too large. They're like, they don't need to be this big. But I was like, oh, okay, like, cool. That one looks really good. And then I took it out of the box, and I was like, bro. I was like, it looks, I don't know, maybe I'm stupid, but obviously they're big, right? Duh. But, like, her waist looks a little too thin on the figure. I'm like, dude. Like, okay, like, maybe it's just the angle on the box, but I was like, bro. I was like, come on. I was like, it's a nice figure. Like, the paint is really nice. You know, everything's really cool, right? But obviously, her boobs are huge, dude. Coco really liked it as well, so she's like, you should buy it. She was like, the under boob goes crazy. She was like, you have to buy that Nami figure because she knows I wanted one, and she was like, she was encouraging me to get this. I was like, okay, I'll get it. But dude, it's really nice, but it's just like the waist proportion to the tits is crazy. Tits is such a harsh word as well. I can't. I don't know. I feel like I say tits and it's like bam. So we'll stick with boobs. Boobs is a little less harsh sounding, even though it's the same thing. Either way, it's nice, but yeah, her boobs are huge, bro. Like, what? The waist is crazy. And it's one piece, and that's how it is. And it's really nice. And I'm not complaining at all. Because it's like if you got a Love and Deep Space figure, and you're like, oh, like, Silas's package is just really prominent. It's just really prominent. You know, like, oh, that's like, it's not the same thing. But, like, if you got a figure for a character you like, and you think they're hot, or it gets, yeah, and they're like, oh, their six-pack is too chiseled. Like, it's like okay, and like, it's not that big of a deal, and you know, it's a toy. It's fake. It doesn't matter. But I just thought it was really funny. But it's nice. I do like it. It's got different faces. You can change out the attack like effects, which is really cool. But I thought it was cute. And you know, I didn't really want to buy figures because, like I said, I have a bunch of figures. And I didn't need more, but I have always wanted Nami one because Nami is my favorite. One of my favorite characters from One Piece. Not better than Luffy. Luffy's my GOAT, and Zoro, my GOAT, but had to buy it. But on the topic of One Piece, Silas Dorito, true. Yeah, she definitely got back. Yeah, also that's One Piece, unfortunately. Most of the women have crazy proportions. But the thing is, like, it's so weird. In One Piece, like, I love One Piece, but in the manga and in the anime and then other stuff, the proportions are always so different. Like, there'll be some manga panels with, like, Nami or Robin, and their waist to, like, boob to whatever, it will be, like, so, like, this looks so bizarre. And in other panels, you're like, oh, it looks fine. And then in the anime, there'll be scenes where it looks crazy, then it will look fine. And then there's also promotional materials and figures. It's very hit or miss. But I think that's One Piece. It is what it is. But on the topic of One Piece, I bought this. I bought this strap. Okay? It's pretty inconsistent. Yeah, you know, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. But, you know, it is what it is. I love people. Yeah, the proportions are interesting. Yeah. Yeah, but that's okay. But so I got this strap, and you're like, strap? What? I got the Zoro strap. And by strap, I mean it's for my phone. I wear it on my shoulder like this, or like across my body. So this is strap. Well, you do wear this strap on yourself. You wear this strap, but not. It's not like on. The Zoro strap goes hard. Is this corridors time? Yeah. So it has these two things. I got this at USJ. I'm just all going over the One Piece stuff. So these you can put on like a bag, right? So they sold a bag at USJ that was like Zoro themed, and you could attach this to it, and then you have a nice little cross bag, right? Or if you have like a wallet or like a phone case, because a lot of phone cases in Japan, you can put your phone into it, and then you can attach the hooks to it, and then you can wear it as like a cross thing again for like if you're at the park or if it's like a water park or something, whatever. But I got it because it was really cool, and I was like, you know what, this is sick, and I don't have like a bag or something and I can attach it to right now or something for my phone, but I definitely want to get something because it's, I don't know, I thought it was dope because if you wear it like this, then it's just like normal whatever. But it's got like the ribbon on the back. I don't know. I thought it was cool. But I got that because I could use it, right? I have my two bags there. I have 3 of them. I use them all the time, so it's not like it would go to waste. But along with that, I bought one more One Piece. Oh, I got. Oh, no, wait, hold up. Oh my God. Wait. Bro, Straw Hat. So, Universal, chat, Universal Studios Japan. Absolutely amazing. It was so fun. Donkey Kong Country, Nintendo World was so sick. Like, it was so freaking cool. We rode Minecart Madness, which was sick. We didn't ride the Yoshi ride, but we rode Minecart Madness, which is the new one, Donkey Kong, and we rode the Mario Kart ride, and it was so fun, dude. Oh my god. Oh my god, I was so happy. I love Nintendo, and my heart was so full, bro. I was so hype. And so yeah, Donkey Kong Country was really cool. Got the sundae. It was delicioso. It was so good. It was like a banana smoothie milkshake with it had cocoa pebbles in it, a little waffle cone. That's like some Pikmin. There's the Donkey Kong area. And so I got a straw hat. And so I don't have a straw hat. I didn't get one. And mainly I bought it for wearing it because it was hot as fuck out. It was so hot. And so, one, I need to help, myself not get my head and neck burnt. But also, me and Coco wore one-piece fits. So, it's kind of like when you go to Disney and you wear, your Disney outfits, but we're cooler because we're not at Disney. And we're wearing anime outfits because, obviously, that's much cooler, right? Surely that's much cooler. But so, I wore, a Luffy. It wasn't a cosplay. But I wore a Luffy outfit. Because obviously I don't want to wear a cosplay. I'm not going to wear a wig. I want to wear normal clothes. I want to be comfortable. So I bought on Amazon these long oversized denim shorts with this red fishing vest and then this yellow sash. And so I was like, you know what? It's Luffy cosplay but not, right? Jorts. Yeah, jorts. Because I want to be comfortable, and also, Coco was wearing the Nami outfit, which, do I have a picture? Do I not have a picture for up? That's crazy. What? So okay, well, I guess it doesn't, but she wore Nami's outfit from live action, the pre-time skip, because obviously she doesn't want to wear a bra at Universal, or just really in public that much, because that's, embarrassing, and also just, Nami wears a bra top or a swimsuit top, whatever. She's not going to wear that at a park. That's crazy. So she wore the pre-time skip where it's the cute skirt with the t-shirt. So I was like, you know what? I'll wear Luffy because I want to do One Piece if you're going to do One Piece. And they did the One Piece summer event collab. So that's why I wore this. And that's also why I bought the straw hat. But yeah, Nintendo World was sick. Ate so much food. The hot dog, amazing. Dude. Also, the price for this, it was $2 for a water bottle. I was blown away. They might have kicked her out as well. Yeah, that's also true. Yeah, she wasn't comfortable wearing a bra top, and I was like, obviously. I don't blame her, so. Because we wanted to wear, something One Piece for it because of the summer thing, and I was like, what should we do? I was like, you could do Nami. You have the pre- and post-time skip, but a bra is probably a lot. You'd be kind of cool, but wouldn't work. She's like, yeah, I don't want to wear that for XYZ reason. I was like, yeah, good point. So she wore the pre-time skip, which is just as cute. But the hot dog, amazing. Normal hot dog with this cheese sauce with this avocado underneath. Oh my god, it was, dude. This shit was squirting in my mouth. The theme of the Japan trip was not squirting. That sounds weird. Well, okay, let me take a step back. The theme of the food. The theme of the food on the Japan trip. I'm sorry. I'm tired. The theme of the food on the Japan trip is squirting. Because every single day, some food that we ate squirted at us. Or, in our mouth or something. This sounds really crazy. Walk with me for a second. So every day, chat, and it started with on day 1. Or no. Was it day 1? No, it was day 2. Or no, I don't know. I think it was almost every day. Maybe not every single day, but no, it was every day. Cause dude, the first day we were there, we got the Family Mart Fami Chiki, and no, the 7-Eleven Nana Chiki, and that was the most juiciest, squirtiest piece of chicken I've ever laid my mouth on in my life. I bit into it, bro. Oh my god, it was literally like dripping out juice. It was crazy. It was crazy, bro. It's true. It's true. And so that happened on day 1. Day 2, Coco got a hot dog from the convenience store, the Combini. Find a different word? That's what happened. That's what happened, bro. So she got a hot dog on a stick. Literally just the dog, just the Frankfurt. It's just called Jumbo Frankfurter. It was just straight up raw dog in it, just the hot dog on a stick. Like it was like $1. And so this is just to give more context on the squirting comment, because now it sounds really weird. But she loves hot dogs. And so she got it because she wanted to try it. Because like, you know, if you see a food you like, you want to try it. And so it's like 8 in the morning, bro. And what? I'm genuinely not trying to be weird. She got the hot dog and I wanted to try it, right? And so I'm like, let me try this food that she got. And so I bite into it, bro. And we're standing outside the Combini, right? Because you're not supposed to like walk and eat food. And I bite into the hot dog and it squirts out juice on her shoulder. And it stains her newly bought, like she bought like a new like dress. And it stained the shoulder of her dress with the hot dog juice on day 2. And I was just like, bro, I was like, I'm so sorry. She didn't care. She thought it was funny. Where it's like, oh my god. And so that was day 2. That was the day 2 squirtage with the food. And then I think every day after that, there was still continually some sort of food that like squirted something. Like I think we got grapes. My friend gave us grapes. And the grapes also squirted juice. And this hot dog also squirted juice. And I don't remember what else. But every day, bro, on God, I'm not even making this up as like a funny haha bit. I'm serious. Okay? It was crazy. I don't know what is going on in Japan, but it was some devious... I can't say that. It was devious. Okay? Hey, and like I said, I don't remember what happened every day with the food squirtage, but I will say the Love and Deep Space event, definitely there was some squirtage as well. Not food related, okay? But that's beside the point. Either way, let's continue back. Let's run it back. What I was talking about, One Piece, not that. Oh my god, sorry. Not that. So I got this straw hat at USJ, and I was like, oh my god, bro, it's like an official straw hat. This is an official straw hat. This is so cool. It doesn't really fit because I have a big head. Also, Lemon, what's up? How you doing? But yeah, it was sick. I had to buy it because I love One Piece. I don't have a straw hat, and it was nice to wear it to Luffy cosplay. And dude, also, when we were at Universal Studios, I had like 2 or 3 people come up to me and Coco and ask for pictures. Like, people were like, Luffy! Like, dude, because Luffy is Luffy, right? He's got the red shirt with the jeans on, the jorts on, the straw hat. And obviously, like, everyone knows Luffy in Japan. Luffy is like what Mario and Pikachu are obviously also huge in Japan, obviously, right? But they're huge worldwide, and Luffy's gotten more popular here in America. But like, One Piece has been going on for 28 years in Japan. Everyone knows what One Piece is, right? Like, everyone here knows what Mario and Pokemon is. Same thing there, of course. If most people know that, but just if you don't know. And so, like 5-6 plus times throughout the day, people would be like, Luffy! Like, oh my god, it's Luffy, right? And it was mostly mostly Japanese people at the park, so they just be like, Luffy da! And I'd be like, yeah, what's up? And then we keep walking. But it was so funny. It was so sweet. It was really nice. It was awesome. Because even the workers there at USJ, also, all the workers, all the, like, employees everywhere in Japan are incredibly nice, right? Because that's, like, a huge part about the culture is, like, you know, good service and, you know, whatever. I don't have to talk about it. But, so, when we're going through, like, Nintendo World, almost every person we'd run into, if we were getting food or if we went to do the, like, mini games around Nintendo World, They'd be like, Luffy, oh my god, and they'd be like, they do like a pose or like a gesture, like because Luffy does like his charge up punch or whatever it's called, like the Gumma Gumma no or whatever. It was so cute. It was adorable, and I'm very glad me and Coco wore the cosplay because they'd see me and Luffy, they'd be like, Luffy, they'd be like, oh my god, Nami, and be like, ah, Nami, you're so cute, right? And you know, it was awesome, but it was so fun. So if you can go to Universal Studios Japan, it's amazing. But if you can also go during the like summer event when the One Piece stuff goes on, please go, because the food, oh my god, I tweeted out as well, bro, the food there was so good. It was so good. Like the Nintendo World stuff, delicious, obviously. The hot dog, the DK sundae, the Mario shortcake, whatever. But they had a Nami, like a mango peach, like slushy. Delicious. Should have kept the cup, but it was plastic. But I really wanted to keep it because that's my queen. Delicious, though. Also, there's Coco in the background with her Nami outfit on, but she's wiping her face off. Not tangerine. It was like a mandarin orange and mango and peach. So no tangerine, I guess. But maybe it's not in season? I don't know. Also, wait. Sun Rosa bought the Love and Deep Space One Piece food. So they had... Okay, so this picture... So they had they have Jurassic Park stuff at Universal. Also, the Jaws ride at Universal, they have it in Universal Japan. They never got rid of it. And the Jaws ride was really fun. But they have Jurassic Park stuff there, of course. And so the Jurassic Park restaurant, they kind of turned it into like the One Piece stuff. I don't think the pictures are loading, bro. They added like this banner in front of it. They had art on display in the restaurant, and it was all like one pieced out. They had music playing, you know, they had all this food. So they had this Luffy burger and this Brook burger, which is kids meal. This is what Coco got because she wasn't that hungry. But dude, we ate so much this day. Like, I wanted to try everything and get the food because it all looked so cute and yummy, and it was delicious. But this was like $20, I think, for this right here. It came with a drink as well, which isn't bad for theme park food. That's pretty good. Obviously, $20 for a burger and fries with a drink, and then like this little sausage thing would be maybe at like a restaurant. Maybe, I don't know pricing nowadays, but definitely cheaper than America. And then if you add on the theme park tax, $21 is pretty good. Pretty cheap for a Universal. You'd pay like $35 at Disney or some shit. But some kind of bad bacon. So they had ham, and the bacon wasn't that crispy, which is fine. That's expensive there. Yeah, it is expensive there. I was like, $21 in Japan for a burger and fries? That's crazy. Because, dude, you go to a convenience store, you go to a ramen place, like Ichiran, for example. I know it's a bit different than a burger, but like Ichiran is like, what, $9 or something there, technically, conversion rate wise. And I know like salaries are lower in Japan, and you know, all it's the currency, there's so much difference. But yeah, in Japan, like if you want like a burger or just any restaurant meal, it's usually like $10, $10 to $15, unless you're at like a nicer place, right? It might be more expensive, $20. But my experience, at least, I usually never paid for like a single entree or something more than $15. And even $15 would be expensive, especially when you compare it to like the convenience store as well. But it's expensive for there, but cheap technically if you compare it to America. But either way, I didn't care. I wanted to eat it. It doesn't matter about the price. I wanted to get the Luffy burger because it had this cute Luffy thing on it, and I was hungry, and the sausage was yummy, and the fries were good, and the burger was a burger patty with barbecue sauce, ham, bacon. I did actually really enjoy the bacon. It was really yummy. I liked it a little more, like, not as crispy, but it was good. But it just looked cute anyways. And the Brook meal, I think, was $10. So it was definitely more on par with like usual Japan pricing. Still maybe expensive, but the burger, you know, was a kid's size burger with like a cream puff with a drink and fries. So it was a bit cheaper. But Luffy tax, it was literally Luffy tax. Also, it had so much meat on it, bro. It had the ham, bacon with the sausage. So the meat definitely, Luffy's meat definitely added some extra pricing. But I'll take his meat for more if I have to. But it was good. And then also, they had these souvenir jugs. And when I say jugs, I mean jugs. Okay, like look at my jugs; they look good. They had these like, these are plastic, and so you could remove the top, but they had like these like bottles. I don't even know what they would be called. I guess they're bottles, right? And you can remove the cap, and it held. It's like, dude, like, it was sick. And so they had Luffy and Zoro, so we got both. Coco got the Zoro one, I got the Luffy one, and they're like plastic, but they're reusable, obviously. But you can take the cap off. It's like connected with like this rope, and it had like a little carrying thing on it. As you can see, if I zoom in, like right here, it had like a little strap to hold it. So it was really nice. And I was like, I need it, bro, because it's exclusive, and I love One Piece, and it's really cool to have, and I'll have it for the house. I'll have these sick. I can like screw this top off, and it could be like a normal, and it could be for alcohol as well at like parties. I was like, yo, this is, I need to have it. So we got it, and I'm holding it up here in this picture. You know, my badonkas. And then I took another picture holding them there. Coco was like, I saw we were eating, and I was like, dude, I stood up holding them both, and I was like, they're kind of like balls. And she was like, take a picture holding them there. And I was like, I'm not going to do that. We're literally surrounded by a bunch of people as well as children. She's like, who cares? It doesn't matter. Like, it's fine. I was like, we're not doing this. So we got up and walked out of the restaurant, and then I was like, okay, hold up. Now we can take the picture. Because we're away from everybody, and then we took the picture. Silly little picture, but yeah. Especially if it's from Universal and theme parks, they usually hike up the prices. Yeah, the prices were like hiked up, but for Japan standard. But I didn't feel bad buying it, because even if they were expensive, it's on vacation, on a trip, having fun. But yeah, the food was good. Universal was good. That was the One Piece stuff. Also, there was a arcade machine thing that had Red Bull, which is absolutely the coolest thing I've ever seen. That's awesome. It looks fantastic. 4? I'm seeing that tomorrow. But okay, we're sidetracked. So next thing on the docket, Final Fantasy. Actually, wait, no. Universal, one more thing at Universal. So they had a Spy Family ride, chat. They had, so every like 6 months they change out rides, I guess. Or they have like a VR ride in the building, and it was Attack on Titan. Last year, it's been One Piece before, it's been a bunch of different stuff, and so they just changed it July 1st. That's when they added the One Piece stuff and a bunch of other anime. They had an Apothecary Diaries area with Apothecary Diaries food. They have Jinshi and Mao cosplay, or like character actors, walk out. And you could meet them and say hi to them, and they'd give you a little thing. It was really cool. I haven't seen Apothecary Diaries, but they had Apothecary Diaries, One Piece, Spy Family, and then that was the big 3 anime stuff that they had there that they just switched out. And so talked about all the One Piece stuff. Apothecary Diaries really cool. Like I said, they just had food for it, as well as the character cosplayers. I don't have pictures to show for that, but it was really cool. Me and Coco are gonna watch it. Don't worry, we really want to watch it. But they had Spy Family ride. And so I watched Spy Family Season 1 when it came out. It's cute. I think most people have seen Spy Family, at least 1 or 2 episodes, and they think it's like cool, or they're like, okay, it's cool. They've either watched all of it or they haven't, but I think everyone kind of knows what it is because it blew up a couple years ago. And so me and Coco were like, you know what? It was like 8:30 p.m. The park closed at 9:30. We're like, let's check out the Spy Family ride because it's new. It's only here for a couple months, and even though we don't like love the anime, it's like not like our favorite thing ever. We're at Universal in Japan, bro. Like let's check it out, right? Why would we not check it out? So we did the ride, and it was one of the coolest rides we did that whole day, or just one of the coolest rides we did, period. We got this little picture afterwards, and so when you wait in line, the line wasn't that long because it was the end of the day. They ask to get your picture before it, just because I assume, if you get your picture, you're more inclined to probably buy a picture of you, and we fell for the trap, and we bought a picture. And so when they got the picture, they're like, okay, take a picture. They'd be like waku waku, right? So they want you to look like the exciting. So they're like, do this, right? And so keep in mind, we were at the park, chat, from 9 in the morning to 9 at night. We're 12 hours. So we're sweaty, we're nasty, we're glistening, we feel gross. And so here's the picture. We bought it because it was adorable, and also because the ride was really good. So Coco's like, you know what? Let's get it. She bought it. A good memory, and like I said, the ride was amazing. So it was this really cute thing. So there's that. But the ride was sick, bro. It's this VR ride, and like I said, the area is, they switch it out every couple months with something else. So it's been Attack on Titan. It was One Piece before, and so the whole building is basically just a white building, but they have screens inside the building, and those screens, obviously, depending on what time of the year or whatever ride it is, they can change the screens to whatever the thing is. And so they had Spy Family stuff, and so basically the ride was it's Spy Family. So you're with Anya and the guy who's friends with Lloyd, this guy, and he and Anya are trying to help Lloyd, I guess, get this like file from the school or something, right? Like it's like basic like Spy Family, like they're trying to get something. Obviously, all the family doesn't know who's who, and they all have power, right? Whatever. And so the ride was, you get on a school bus, you wear a VR headset. The whole building, like the ride itself, it's pitch black inside because the ride itself is the VR thing. But it's a roller coaster inside this building, and so you put the VR headset on, and there's no recordings of it, I think, because they said you can't do pictures or recordings. So I wish I could show you, but you put the headset on and you're on this bus, and the VR was really good VR. Like it was really, really good. It blew me away. And so you're in this bus, and it's a roller coaster of you on this bus, like chasing people, and like Lloyd jumps on the front of the bus and is like, hey, let me drive. And he starts driving, and they do like flips, and you go in the air and you go off the bridge, and then like Yor comes and she like hops on the front of the bus too, and then she fights people, and like Anya's on it as well. And it's really cute. But dude, it's like a full-on roller coaster. So imagine like a roller coaster where you go up super high and you go like really fast down, and you're doing like flips and all this stuff. We didn't do flips, but it was like an actual proper intense roller coaster, but you had a VR headset the whole time. So it feels like on the thing, you're on this bus and you're like jumping over a bridge, and then it goes slow-mo, and then the slow-mo stops as you go down, and it like genuinely goes like incredibly fast down like a normal roller coaster, but you have the headset on, so it's like you're on this bus. But it was crazy. It was so cool. Most VR rides are kind of slow. Like the Mario Kart ride there is a VR ride, but it's kind of slow. But this shit, dude, we had no expectations going in, because we were like, you know what, it's like a special like ride that's here for 6 months. Surely it's nothing like too crazy. It's Spy Family, right? Like it's really popular, but like it's probably like a cutesy, like, oh my god, Anya's cute, whatever. But no, dude, it was crazy. So if anyone's in Universal from now until January of next year, so from 6 months basically, you have to ride it. And I know most people won't be able to go because Japan's incredibly far away, but if they ever have like a video of it, I will probably like put it in the Discord or something. They won't, because they don't share that stuff. But it was so cool. It was like the full-blown like story ride thing. It was here, yeah, because they have the 4D area, and they changed out the 4D area as well. But this was where the ride was. They had like a statue in front of the place as well, with like Anya and Lloyd and Yor, like full-on statue. It was really cool. But that was crazy. We were blown away, so we had to buy this because we were like. It was great. It was a great way to end off the day, and it was a very cute picture, and it's a nice little picture that we can both have now. But that's the Universal stuff. Oh my god, I've been talking about this for an hour now. But next, we're gonna speedrun Final Fantasy. Okay, Final Fantasy 14 Cafe. I've been there before. Coco's never been. She hasn't played FF14, but she loves FF. So FF14 Cafe was sick. It's the usual. If you want to know what the inside of the place looks, you can look it up online. There's pictures everywhere, but they had new drinks for Arcadian, which came out, a couple months ago. And they had, a monthly drink with the gods from the 24 man from last year or whatever. And so I've been there before. They changed out some of the food. They have, the Fat Cat bun, had that before. But they had this meat platter, bro. All right, Kashima, see ya. Adios. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. Yeah, I wish they had more anime stuff. But they had this meat platter. Oh, got great timing on the music. Even though I'll probably get DMCA'd for it. But we'll switch. And it was so good, dude. It was like... What? It was like the sausage again on the bone, which was weird. Plus like a little piece of steak, plus roast beef. And it had potatoes. Oh, it was delicious. Me and Coco, I got that. She got like fish and chips. We got the Moogle bun. Then we got like 4 drinks. We both got the Graha drink. We had like, I think I had the Dark Knight one. I think I had the Red Mage one. And then she had, we got all the Arcadian ones as well, by the way. Like the 4 special ones, we got all of them. Because the drinks are cheaper. It's like 1,000 yen. So it's probably like $7 for a drink, which is pricey, but you get a coaster for every time, and it's a themed cafe. So we splurged and had fun there. And it was still like $50 for both of us at the end, which is like Japan's expensive, but if I'm going to a restaurant here in America, especially New York with Coco, we usually spend $50 for a meal there at like the bodega for like 2 sandwiches with like chips and a drink or something, or it's like it's crazy. So once again, I didn't feel bad about spending the extra money on the drinks, but all the drinks were amazing. These 2 of them had alcohol in it. These are the alcoholic ones. This is a lemon sour, and then this one had like tequila in it. The lemon sour was delicious because sours are obviously like very good, but it was fun. As always, cafe's freaking great. They have the Dragon Quest Cafe on the first floor of the building. They have a Monster Hunter Cafe in there as well. They have a Grand Blue Fantasy Cafe in there as well. Pastel is wild, but that was cool. And so with your orders, you get coasters. And so we got hella coasters. I'm not going to show all of them. Like I said, we're going to speed run through this. But we got some cool ones. The coasters can be like expansion pack art, or it's usually like the summon art, like trial arts. So this is, what's her name? From Shadowbringers. This is art from Shadowbringers as well, because it's the Warriors of Light. And then this is Heaven's Ward. And then we got some character ones as well. We got Graha Tia, because she hasn't played 14, and I know she'll like Graha, because she loves Jonathan Bailey. So I was like, get the Graha coaster. I'll get one as well, so that when you play the game, you'll be happy that when you were in Japan, you chose this. Because, when's the next... When do you can't just go to Japan on a whim, right? So, like, when you do play the game in the next year or two, you'll be happy that you chose these things. So we did that. We got... more coasters. Dude, this one was sick. The Shadowbringers Nier raid art, I was so happy when I got this one. This one was my favorite one by far, because I love Nier. Obviously, I love Final Fantasy, so this was probably easily the best pool on the coasters, because you got a coaster for everything you ordered. So every drink, coaster. Every entree, a coaster. But this one was fire. Got Garuda. Got Ramu, and then we got, I forget this guy's name, but he's from Heaven's Ward, I think. And then the Graha Tia ones. So, coasters, normal business, super fun, right? And so also, they had, because of Dawn Trail coming out last year and, the updates coming out recently, if you spent X amount of money, you got like an acrylic stand, and it was like a random chance of getting like 7 characters. Like, it could have been Gulul Ja, or some of the Arcadian raid fights, or Wuklamat. And so I didn't pay for this acrylic stand because it came with like going to the restaurant. So only acrylic stand I got, but I got the Gulul Ja acrylic stand, bro. It's really tiny, but it was random, and out of all the characters, easily the best character to get. Gulul Ja is goated. Love this man. Great. Like, I was so happy when I got it. So that was really cool as well. And then one more thing, too. Obviously, if you've been there, you would know, but every hour or two, they play the Golden Saucer noise. And so the Golden Saucer is obviously like the casino in Final Fantasy. And so at your table that you sit at, you have a number. Each seat has a number. There's a 5, Coco had a 6, and, they all have numbers for each seat. And so every like hour and a half, 2 hours, they'll play the Golden Saucer music, and they'll pick 3 winners. And so the number 1 winner will get this big like honey toast meal for free. The second winner will get like, I think it was, I don't know what the prize was. It was like maybe some coaster, like a coaster set. And then the third winner got like a pin. And so there's a bunch of people there, right? It was packed. And I won. We got the third tier prize. They called our number 5. I won a little pin, which is just a tiny little pin, so it's nothing crazy. But like I thought it was cool. Like I don't win stuff usually like that. Out of everyone at the cafe, but yeah, it was like this cute little I forget his name. I forget what they're called, but they're very cute. But I won this as well. I was like, oh, cool, man. It was very fun. Food was good. Got hella coasters. Got this acrylic stand. Got a little pin. Final Fantasy. I love me Spriggans. Yes, thank you. I love me some Final Fantasy. So it was a great experience. But along with all of that, chat. I know I'm yapping my ass off. We're gonna Love and Deep Space right after this, I promise. Along with all that, Final Fantasy IX pop-up shop. Oh my god, bro! Oh my god, the FF9 pop-up shop in Osaka. It's in Tokyo in I think a couple days. I love FF9. It's like my favorite classic fun. It's like one of my favorite games of all time. It means a lot to me. And so I've tweeted out, I've talked about it a million times. I've talked about it so much. So like, I'm sure you're aware of it in some degree, even if you don't know what FF is, really. But me and Coco balled out at the pop-up, bro. It was so cool. So the Daimaru, which is just the name of like the mall that's attached to the station in Osaka, they had the pop-up shop, and it had lots of goods for the anniversary. It had this little photo area, which was adorable. It had these just things. You couldn't buy these, but you know, these stands just for decorations. Dude, they had so much, and they had, you know, the Vivi mug that Coco got, the Vivi pouch that Coco got, the Vivi tote bag that Coco got. She loves Vivi, if you couldn't tell. They had the T-shirt. They had the Dagger and Garnet figures, the new ones, which I was going to get, but I didn't buy, which is okay. I don't need more figures. And then also on the mall that connected to it, they also had the merch collab with, I forget the name of the company, but it was like higher quality clothing. So it wasn't luxury goods, but it was definitely like a bit more upcharged. They had this nice bag. They had handkerchiefs. They had like tote bags, wallets, bucket hat. This coat. They had T-shirts, hoodies. They had pins. They had a bunch of stuff. It is a nicer quality stuff. So like not luxury good, but you know, the line between it. But we bought a lot, and this was like the most excited I was for shopping the whole trip. So I tried to be frugal or not frugal, but I tried to like not buy a lot during the trip because I knew I would spend a lot here, which I did. And this doesn't even count the Ichiban Kuji, which is like the gacha thing. If you go to a convenience store, you pay for the little slip and then you pick the number. So I got the Vivi the kids book. So there's a kids book about Vivi before the main game, about growing up and like how he got his name, and just kind of just a kids book about Vivi. And it's adorable. I know it's in Japanese. The English version comes out May of next year. But you know, it's for kids, so I can read it. It's very basic, easy elementary school Japanese. So I was like, you know what? I'll read it. It'll be cute. And it's simple, right? It's just, you know, it's got a page with letters, and then it's got a page with some cute art. But it wasn't that expensive. It was pretty cheap. And obviously, I think it is adorable. I love FF9, and the art is too. It's so cute, dude. And also, just, you know, it being in Japanese as well is like good because it's just good practice. It's basic, but it's still practice at the end of the day. But yeah, it was adorable. So I bought it. Obviously, I had to buy it. And I can't wait to actually read it. I haven't done that yet, but got that. Got the keychain. Coco bought this for me, and she was like, "You take it. I don't need it." But it's me and hers. It's ours. So it's both of ours. But keychain of Garnet and Zidane. I think I said Garnett and Dagger earlier. That's the same person. But got the keychain, and then I got this pin. So it was a gacha for the pins. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll buy a pin. It was like $4. So I got it because and I got Zidane, which is great. So I'm happy I got Zidane and I spent that. And then I bought for the clothes. So for like this stuff, there was 2 shirts I wanted. So I got this shirt. Zidane in Garnett. Spoilers, I guess. But them. I think it's cute. It's like a box tee, and you know, I know these are everywhere, but got this oversized. Thought it was really nice. It's got the names on the back. It's cute. So got that one. This is from the Mofusando's store, so not really FF, but this is in the same mall. But it was cute. I like seals. I like cats, so got this. But got this one. This was at the pop-up in the other area, not like the nice collection, but at the collab one. Just says 9 on it. It's got, you know, art on the bottom corner. I thought it was really cute. Anniversary art, adorable. Zidane, Garnett, and Vivi. And then this is probably my favorite one that I got out of all the shirts. So I washed these, by the way, which is why they look like this. But it says Final Fantasy 9 on it. And then the back is Odin, which is, I love the orange and like the yellowish green, like whatever tone. It's sick. But I thought this was sick because it's like, it's a shirt I can wear with, you know, an outfit, and it'd be like a cool, like casual or non-casual, whatever fit, like stylish, whatever. And you wouldn't know it's like Final Fantasy if you obviously read it, or if you looked at it in a glance, it just looks like some shirt with like lines on it. But I was really excited for the FF9 stuff, so that's why I splurged on it more than I should have, but it's okay. I just hope they announce that remake, bro. They have to. But along with that, they had pins or a magnet, so got a magnet. This one was Aiko. It was a gacha, so you couldn't pick who you got, but we got Aiko and the Moogle, which is very cute. So, you know, I'm happy with the pool on that. They also had the Zoff. They had the FF9 Zoff glasses collab while we were there. So the FF9 glasses were up for pre-order. And me and Coco wanted a pair. But unfortunately, chat, if you don't know, I have a big head. Okay? I have a big head. So, they did not fit my face, unfortunately. So I couldn't get them, which is maybe a blessing because it would have been like $150 down the drain. But I got a big head, bro. So I was like, I tried them on because they were in store. You couldn't buy them in store, but you could try them on. And so they had Zidane, they had Vivi, and then they had just basic like premium ones, and they're so nice. Like they're really nice. So they didn't fit. None of them fit me. Like they fit. I could put them on, but like they need to be a bit bigger, like width-wise. So I didn't buy them. But they had that, and they had a gachapon for a glasses cleaner. So we did the gachapon. It was 500 yen, and then we got Garnett. Little glasses cleaner thing. It's cute. I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. So got that. That's cool. Super lucky with getting her on it. Because I was sad I couldn't get the glasses, so I at least got a glasses cleaner. Because I wear glasses, so this will not go to waste. I know I will use this. What up, Kanzu? Maybe by the end of this year we'll hear something at FF9. I hope so. The Raffwig, isn't it? Yeah. And so that's most of the FF9 stuff. Other than also the Ichiban Kuji. Which Ichiban Kuji, me and Coco we did 10 pools. So we each paid for 5 tickets. She really wanted the Vivi plush because it was massive. Huge. And so we did 10 in total. And our luck wasn't the greatest. It wasn't bad, but it could have been better. So it's A, so the prize tiers go A, B, C, D, E, and F. So there's 6. And so A, there's only 1 VV plushie per location that does the Ichiban Kuji. And then for the B prize, there's 2 B prizes per location. C, I think, is 3 or 4. And then D, E, and F have way more. F is the most. And so the A prize was the VV plushie. The B prize was the chiptune arrangement track, which we got, which is pretty good luck because that's, you know, 1 away from A. So there was only 2 of these per location. So we got this, which is the best one that we got. We unfortunately didn't get the plushie. But this is really cool. I got to listen to it and check out the soundtrack, but very happy with that. And then we got 2 of the postcards. So the E prize was this postcard that came with like prints, like character prints. So it's just an envelope, and then it has like just like a little postcard with so either new character art, so this is like the new VV art for the anniversary, or it has old like key art stuff. So we got 2 of these. We got this one, then we got one with this has Zidane and Dagger on it. So that was kind of cute. I don't know what we're gonna do with the postcards. They'll sit around. Maybe like if it's a friend's birthday or someone who I know who really loves 9, which I know are 1 or 2 people, I can give it to them. Or if it's their birthday, I'll make them a little letter on it, and that'll be sweet. But they're just gonna sit around, so like I have no issue with using them, or if Coco wants to use them for something for somebody later down the line. But you know, they're like, okay, cool, it's whatever. But we got, dude, we got so many keychains. So we got what? The soundtrack and then the postcards. So the other 7 were keychains. So I have 4 with me right now. Coco has the other 3 with her. So we got 3 Beatrixes. So I have 1, Coco has 1, and we're gonna give 1 to our friends. We got 2 Garnets. Crazy pool, by the way, because so me and Coco have a Garnet. We got 1 Zidane, which I have because I love Zidane. We have 2 Icos, so me and Coco both have an Ico. And then we got a Salamander, which we're going to give to our friends, which we only got 1 of them, but, you know, Salamander's whatever, so our friend can have it. And then Coco got a VV. So we have 2, 4, 5, 8, 9. So we got 10, I guess. We had 10 keychains, so I guess we did a couple extra Ichiban Kuji pulls at somewhere. But we got 3 Beatrixes, 2 Garnets, 1 Zidane, 2 Icos, a VV, and then a Salamander. So we got a nice chunk of all the keychains. Pretty good luck, because we could have lucked out and gotten way more duplicates. There was a Kuja one, there's Steiner, there's Freya, there's Queena, and then I think that's everybody. But that's all the FF9 goods, and not all in quotes, because it's a lot of stuff. And there's more. Coco has, you know, the tote bag and the mug, and the coin purse, and we have the extra keychains to give to a friend. So we got a lot of FF9 stuff. But that was like probably the #1 thing I was looking forward to consume and spend my money on when it came to like purchasing goods. But does Coco stream? No, she doesn't. No. But yeah, man, that's like a majority of it, chat. Beside that, I think that's pretty much everything I bought. Oh wait, no, I lied. I love your streams because you're so very glad. Thank you, Savvy. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you for the prime.
I love your streams
really
because you're so funny.
Thank you.
Glad you had fun on your Japan trip.
So hold on, let's pull this picture back up real quick. I think we covered everything. So I showed you guys the wristbands from the park, Nintendo Osaka store. I got a shirt from there as well. Oh yeah, if you spent X amount of money on like the nice clothes, you got a coaster, and we got 2 Garnet coasters. So we got lucky there, which is awesome. But that's pretty much everything. FF9 goods, Nintendo stuff, Coco stuff, and then okay, the last thing is the Rascal, the Albuta stuff. So the Bunny Girl Senpai. So if you guys don't know, that show is like one of my favorite anime. I watched it way back when it came out, and I think it's really good. Obviously, the title's like, you're like, what the hell? It's a bunny girl. That's weird. But I think it's really good. It's peak. Okay, and so the second season just came out. And so when we were there, I was like, bro, second season came out as we're there. That's crazy. We gotta like see if there's like a pop-up cafe or pop-up shop or something. And they didn't really have much of anything currently because, you know, it just started. But they had, the show takes place in Yokohama. Oh, not Yokohama. It takes place like kind of in Yokohama, kind of in Enoshima, in that area of Tokyo. And so they had events there. So in Enoshima, they had pictures of the cast as you walk like towards the beach, which I don't know if I have really pictures of. Yeah, I don't really know if I have pictures of it. But they had pictures as you go, and they had some stuff like at the train station, and they also had a pop-up shop in Bic Camera, only at that specific Bic Camera, because once again the show takes place in that area. So I bought a bunch of stuff, and we spent the whole day in Enoshima and Yokohama looking for all the Bunny Girl stuff, because Coco likes the show. I was there with a friend, and so they had like a pop-up thing at the gate. They had like a thing on the door, which this is an automatic door, and people kept walking through it. So there was literally a crowd of people waiting for it to close, because you're at a train station, right? So there's people constantly going in and out of this place. And so Mai right here on this door would always be, you know, it's slide to the side. So you'd only see this poster and this poster, so she'd be hidden. So there's people who waited here with their camera to get it so it would close and get a picture. It was so funny, because as, you know, people started like clear up, these guys were like, oh my god, they're like, wait, they're like, hold up, wait, we almost got it, right? And it closed, and when it closed, everyone started cheering. It was so funny. I don't know how long these people waited here, but it was hilarious, and so it's cool. But they had the pop-up shop, which is great, and they had this little like standee area with all the character standees around, which is really cute. I just have a picture here with Futaba and Koga, but they had all of them. And they also had the pop-up shop that had like some art. This art's crazy. This shit's wild, bro. But then they had in Yokohama, Mai cutout, like I said, a bunch of Bunny Girl stuff everywhere in Yokohama, and in Enoshima. And so that was really fun to go walk around and check out, because like I said, I love the show, and it means a lot to me, and it was really nice to be able to do that. And I bought lots of stuff from it. As the picture, as you can see, I have the Sakuta and Mai plushies that I hung up right here. I got a coaster, a Mai coaster for a new season. So it's blue, favorite color. I love this color blue, so I got this. Because once again, I didn't want to buy keychains and stuff, so I bought the plushies, the Mai coaster, the clear file. Coco got for me, which she didn't have to buy for me, but she's like, I'm gonna buy this for you. I was like, okay, so she bought that for me, which is very sweet. And then there's Mai's hair clip, because she wears like the bunny hair clip, which my friend bought for me as well, which she didn't have to buy. They didn't have to buy me anything, but I was like, should I get it? I was like, nah, I don't need it. I already am gonna spend a lot on like this stuff here. And so he was like, I got it for you. And I was like, no, don't. And he bought it. So very sweet of him. Thank you. So I got that, but that's most of it. We have the magnets from there. And then I didn't buy a shirt or anything from it, but the plushies are adorable. I love the show. I have like, you know, my shelf right here. This is Bunny Girl stuff. That's also Bunny Girl stuff. So I need to watch season 2. I've yet to do it because I've been super busy. But thank you for the 100 bits, G Collins. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. But yeah, that's that, and that's, I think, legit everything I bought, chat. Like, I bought a lot of stuff, obviously. Coco did too. I bought more than she did. But I think that, genuinely, I think I covered every single thing. Like I said, everything I didn't cover was gifts for people. Like this stuff, gifts. This stuff, gifts, gift. Journal, stuff for Coco's, Sailor Moon, house. Yeah, that's everything. So I guess, other than that, what else did we do? We went to the Hedgehog Cafe. We went to the Ueno Zoo. Best zoo I've ever been to. They had so many monkeys. That's the monkey's butthole. Sorry. They had spider monkeys. They had gibbons. They had pandas, red pandas, eels, elephants, chinchillas, bats, crocodiles, every type of fish, insects, birds, mice, every like nocturnal animal you could think of, reptiles, like little rodents, like whatever this freaking thing is. It's adorable. Look how cute. Oh my god, look how freaking cute it is. They had everything. Ueno Zoo, best zoo I've ever been to, hands down. Just because they had, I don't think they could add any extra animal. They had polar bears, they had seals, they had rhinos, they had prairie dogs, anteater, tapir, not kangaroo. They had emu, pigs, rabbits, guinea pigs, hamsters, literally everything. Like, I don't know what they didn't have. I think the only thing they didn't have was a kangaroo. Like, legit. They had, I think, almost every animal you could ever possibly imagine. It was mind-blowing. Jordan, I thought the stream was PG-13. My eyes. I'm sorry, the monkey butt. That was some crazy hole I showed. I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. But yeah, red panda, adorable. It was. Oh, red panda was so cute. It was so hot out, too. But the red panda was. Oh, it was so cute. And then this little. Oh, they had everything, dude. If you're in Japan, go to the Ueno Zoo, Ueno Dobutsuin. It was a phenomenal experience. The food was good. It was great. It was no complaints whatsoever. On the topic of animals, there was also, little puppy and kitten stores that you could buy puppies and kittens. And oh my god, look how cute. Oh, look how cute they are, man. Oh my god. Oh my god. This picture, I kind of snapped with this picture, not gonna lie. I went crazy style on it. This is professional level right there, if I do say so myself. But they're adorable. Oh my god, look how cute they are. Jesus, they're freaking the best. But okay, more photos are being added right now, so timing kind of sucks. But that's that. Zoo was cool. We did that on the second or third day. More of these weird abominations. I got this from a bag, the tiny one. Absolutely vile-looking creatures. Tower Records we went to the Sanrio Cafe, and in lieu of my friend who loves cinema roll in Sanrio, Coco got the Pochaco crepe. I got the cinema roll pancake, which didn't load, but I don't fuck with Sanrio. But I got that for him because we hung out with my friends in Japan who lived there and they wanted to go. But more pictures of random cute stuff. Shaman plushie Coco got. Kabukicho Tower. We went to Team Labs Borderless. So there's Team Labs Planet, which Team Labs Planet is like an interactive art kind of museum thing, and this was more of like less interactive. It was very pretty. Bunch of rooms and secret rooms with art on the walls and all this stuff. Was really cool. It was really fun. I don't think it's like a must. I don't think it's something that you have to do when you go to Japan, but I think if it looks cool to you, you should check it out. They had this room filled with drawings you could do. So it was like an aquarium room. Not actual aquarium, but it was an aquarium room, and you could get in line and you draw. They give you 4 fish options, and it's a white piece of paper with an outline, and you can draw whatever fish you want, and they scan it, and it goes on the wall. And so we drew Cloud and Aerith, because I love Cloud, and Coco loves Aerith. And we do Cloud and Aerith, and they scan it, and they swim around. It was so cool. It was really sick. Is Coco trying to find hers on the wall? But they scan it in, and it just swims all around, and they have everyone else's, and it just goes like that all day as the exhibit runs. It's a really cool thing. But yeah, it was cool. And then they had like a room with like a bunch of these boxes, and they had this room with a bunch of lights and mirrors on the floor. Beautiful. And what's my dumbass doing? And there's the mirror room as well. And they had one, with like fake kind of water. And they had one with like these weird poles everywhere. And they had one with like steam and smoke. And there's this one. It was really cool. It was really different than Team Labs Planets, which is I've been to before. Team Labs Planets I think was better, but this one still was a really fun experience, for sure. That was cool, and then that was also still in Tokyo. We went to more shops, and so last couple things, chat. Cat Cafe, Nintendo Museum, and meeting Professor Noctis. All right. I'm sure there's more stories from Japan that I'll forget and I'll talk about like throughout the coming weeks and whatever. But Kabukicho Tower, by the way, also is really cool. You could get drinks and you could have certain cards and you could save the sticker, put the date on it. So we got Nami and Zoro, which was sick. But last two things: Cat Cafe. Oh, and Love and Deep Space. Nintendo Museum was really cool, by the way. Couldn't get that many pictures because a lot of it was no pictures, but beautiful. I almost cried. It was very cool. They had the massive controllers. They had big games you could play. It was a very Nintendo trip. Nintendo Museum, Nintendo Store in Osaka, Kyoto, and Tokyo. USJ, Nintendo World. I was very happy. But yeah, Nintendo Museum. I ran into Professor Noctis. He's a teacher, but he does Final Fantasy videos, educational videos, and he's was going to Japan at the same time I was. And I tweeted out, and he DM'd me. He's like, "Hey, bro, like if you're in Japan and we see each other somehow, let's drinks on me." That's what he said to me. And I was like, "It's very sweet." I was like, "Sure, I'll take him up on the offer." And so he went to Team Lab's Borderless the same day me and Coco did. And we're like, that's crazy coincidence, right? Surely, that won't happen again. Nintendo Museum, right? Nintendo Museum, it's open all month, throughout the whole day, and somehow, some way, he was there at the same exact time me and Coco were. He was there with two of his friends, which are very nice people. They're all very nice people. It was a very memorable experience. But he comes, so I'm in the Nintendo Museum, right? And I'm looking at stuff, and I hear Jordan, and I'm like, okay, surely that's not me, right? Who would be saying my name? So I just keep looking at what I'm looking at. And I look over, and he says, "Jordan, hi, it's me. It's me, Wade. Nice to meet you." And I was like, bro. I was like, oh my God, it's Professor Noctis. And so this is after we got dinner. But, he was like, "Hey, what's up?" I was like, "Nice to meet you too." I was like, wow, this is crazy. I'm meeting like a Final Fantasy content. I was like, this is cool. I was like, it was so cool. Him and his friends were incredibly nice. It was very, very sweet. But I don't want to hype up, he's just another guy on the internet, so I don't want to hype him up or anything. But I was like, oh my God, this is another FF content creator guy. Even though he's a teacher first, this is awesome. It was so cool. And he was like, "Hey, how you doing?" And we just talked for a bit. And he was like, "Cool, man. It was a nice chat." And he was talking about our trip and his trip. And then he was like, "Hey, I'll let you know later today what our plans are, and we can get something to eat." And he's like, "I'll get you a drink, you guys a drink or something, or dinner, like he said he would," which was very nice. And we stayed at a hotel 3 blocks from him in Kyoto, which was crazy. Once again, crazy coincidence. And then we went out to dinner, and we just talked about a bunch of stuff, games, Final Fantasy, whatever, right? I don't know much about him, so talked about, just everything. And it was a huge thing from the trip that me and Coco will remember, a major highlight, and a very nice. He paid for the dinner. It was very sweet. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to pay for anything, let alone the drinks. He got sake, and I don't really like alcohol or sake, but I still drank it, and it wasn't bad. It was all right. Obviously for the occasion, why not? So it was really nice, and it was very sweet of him to pay for dinner, and it was just a great conversation about a lot of stuff, a lot of FF and things, and yeah, there's a picture afterwards. It was so cool, dude. And it was a great way to end off the day. It was Monday. We went to the Nintendo Museum, and this ended off the day, which couldn't have ended off any better. And so that was sick. I just brought that up because that was, Nintendo Museum, and that was a major highlight. And, he's a Final Fantasy creator guy in the space. So, I'm sure it will not be my last interaction with him in person or online. He's very sweet. But that was awesome. That was so cool. But know what else was cool? The Love and Deep Space event and the Cat Cafe. So the Love and Deep Space event chat was at the Animate store in Ikebukuro. So we went to Ikebukuro on Wednesday. That was our 3rd day there. And I was with my friends from Japan. It was me, Coco, and 2 of them. and we were just going on Ikebukuro because Coco's never been, and we're at Animate, right? And so we're walking through Animate, and we skipped the 7th and 8th floor because it said event space. And we're like, okay, who cares what the event is? Doesn't matter. And so we go to the 9th floor, whatever it was, and we go down on the elevator. And the elevator stops at the 7th floor to pick up people, and thank God it did, because the elevator opens up, and the elevator's like, where I'm standing there, the elevator's behind me. And I see Raphael's face and Silas's face, and I'm like, oh my God, we have to get out. Like I was like, guys, we have to get out, like right now. Like I was speechless. I was like, holy shit, Love and Deep Space, this is crazy. So we walk out, and we see this, and I'm like, no way, this is the best timing ever. And it's a full Love and Deep Space event for the wedding banner. I don't really have a good video of it because there's people around. I didn't want to take videos of random people, but it was a place that had all of the LIs, all 6. Or not 6. Oh my God, 5. I'm an idiot. Wow, 6 LI leaks. It had all 5 of them, with cardboard cutouts. And you had to register a date to get in, because obviously a bunch of people tried to get in, right? So you had to register online to get in, and then people would get in, and you'd get you can take your pictures with all of them. It would be free. It was free too. We had to register, you get in, take pictures with them, and then that's that, right? Like the video I posted on Twitter, is what happened. So I kind of explain it here, but like, we were at the store, I went on the elevator, whatever, we saw this, I was like, holy shit, this is crazy. And so luckily, like, I can speak some Japanese, but like it was rusty when I was on the trip, so luckily my friends like talked to the guy there and was like, how do we sign up for this? And he's like, you gotta go online, like the app Line, and sign up. And so sign-ups for the rest of that day were closed, right? And so we had to sign up for the day afterwards. So we signed up for the next day. And so we had a set time to go, and we were like number 300 something for that day. I think they took like 400 people a day or whatever. But so we signed up and we went there the next day. And so you walk in, and there's this video projector screen, and there's all of the cutouts, right? And so I took a picture of all the cutouts, which I guess I didn't post all of them. But there's all the cutouts, and you can get pictures of all of them, and that's basically it, right? You can't buy anything, but you can just take pictures, and people were wearing wedding dresses. It was all women, obviously. I don't think there's a single guy there, which is the only reason I bring that up. It's kind of pointless to bring that up, but the only reason I do is because, so this is the line. So you enter here, and you wait in line here. And so if you walk here, there's all the cutouts in a row. Cool, right? You do that afterwards. But the first thing you do is you wait in line. And so if you just keep going this way, like on this blue carpet here, this projector screen is facing you. So you can see where the blue carpet goes, right? So if it just keeps going to the right, is this massive blue carpet thing here. And so me and Coco get in line, right? We both had to register. And we get in, and we're standing in line. There's people in front of us, people behind us. And right before you get in, they ask you, who is the character that you want to get a picture with? Because on this screen here, you get to pick which LI you can take a picture with. And so the Japanese names were different. Excuse me. Obviously, I knew Raphael was Homura, but I didn't know what Silas's was or anyone else was. Silas is Shin. Caleb's is Mahiru. Zane is Ray, and then Xavier's is, I think, something related to like light or star. I don't remember what it is, but all their names are like make sense in Japanese because the Japanese name all has like a meaning to it. But beside the point, they asked what LI. I said Homura, and then they asked Coco, and she was like, she doesn't play the game, she doesn't really care. But I was like, you know what, do Silas because I like Silas, and screw it. So she did Shin. And so we get in line, and I'm standing in line, and Coco's behind me, and the guy is coming up, and he's like, okay, which is all in Japanese, by the way, which made it even funnier because like they are probably like, okay, foreigners who like this game, so like they probably weren't that many foreigners because it was a bitch to register for, bro. It was kind of hard. So like I imagine if I didn't know any Japanese, I would have figured it out still, but like definitely made it a bit easier. And I'm sure anybody else who, if they don't know any Japanese, I'm sure they could also do it completely fine as well. But like it was a bit of a pain in the ass. But beside the point. Like I said, I only bring that up for the reason because he comes up he doesn't come up to me in line. So there's 2 girls in front of me waiting to get their pictures. They're standing right here, and I'm standing there, and then Coco's standing there, and he talks to the girl. He talks to the girls and is like, "Okay, give me the little card for the character so that they can change it on the projector." And they walk past me. He doesn't notice that I have a card, and he walks past me and goes to Coco because obviously, because he didn't expect me, obviously the guy with Coco, right, the boy and the girl, like, to be the one. We both got like the picture, but obviously he didn't expect me to want to get a picture with it, so he walks past me and goes to Coco. And I'm like, and I was like, no, see my stand, touch me all, like, blah, 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 right? And he was like, oh, he started laughing. He was like, oh, really? He was like, yeah. I was like, Homura. I was like, here's my card. I gave it to him. And he started laughing. It was funny. And me and Coco also were dying laughing because we were like, this is the best possible outcome that could have happened. He just skipped me. I was like, this is so funny. And so then he, goes to Coco and the people behind us, and he takes their cards, whatever, so they can like schedule the projector thing. And so so I'll play the video if you haven't seen it. And so like it's really awkward because everywhere in Japan is completely quiet, right? That's just how Japan is. Even in the city, it's completely quiet. It's really bizarre, but it's very peaceful. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But obviously, at this event space, it's going to be quiet as well because it's an event space. People are taking pictures, whatever. But it's quiet, so that adds a bit of awkwardness because they play this video here, and it's like you walk here and they have all these walls and they have the LI that you pick in the proposal form, and so it stays like this for like it's like a solid 30 seconds. Yeah, 29 seconds and it changes and it starts. Yeah, so it's a solid 30 seconds of basically quietness with the LI doing like proposing, and when people would walk up, they'd do different poses, and it was all cutesy, and girls would be wearing like really nice outfits and dresses and wedding dresses, and they'd be all fancied up and all these things, right? And so here's me with my Uniqlo outfit on, and my New Balances, walking up to Raphael to do this, and in my head I'm like, this is gonna be awkward, not because I don't care that people are looking at me with Raphael and because I'm a guy, that doesn't matter. It's gonna be awkward because it's a long 30 seconds of Raphael like this. So I'm like, what poses am I going to do for 30 seconds, dude? Like, all I need is like a picture of me and him, and then I'm good. That's all I need, right? So I was like, okay, I gotta make this not awkward for myself because it is what it is. Who cares? I'm having fun. This is awesome. I was so excited for this. And so I was planning out poses and like, okay, I'll do everyone doing it was doing certain poses like patting the LI's head or doing like the proposal thing or other stuff, and I kind of copied some of theirs because I didn't know what to do. But then it lasted so long, I started doing my own stuff, and it cut, and everyone started laughing. You hold up, let me just play it.
Yes.
I was like, okay, I'll do the piece obviously, cause like, and then I'll do the head pat.
You love him.
I was like, bro, I'm like, I got like 10 seconds left. I'm like, I don't know what else to do. You can see on my face. I'm like, okay, go on the knee as well. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Still got like 10 seconds to go. I'm like, fuck, bro. I was like, I don't know what to do. And so you can't really hear them laugh too much. But so it was a woman and a guy so the guy was getting the cards and the woman was changing the projector for each person. And so it's me looking at Coco, and you see everybody waiting in line because the line to get in is right there. So everyone's watching you. So, dude, so the woman and the man who are running it or like helping with it were dying laughing. And then the people in line too, like all the girls were kind of also giggling because it was funny because like everyone was laughing, so it wasn't weird or awkward, but it was still embarrassing because everyone's watching you, dude. It's like 15 people watching you in complete silence. And then when I hit him with the thumbs up, it was so funny. And I was like, bro, I don't know what to do when I hit him with the thumbs up. So I hit him with the heart with the sad face. Wait. Heart. And look, I did the thumbs up, and I did the heart, and then look at my face. It goes sad. And then it ended, thank God. I was like, oh my God, I don't know what else I have no other poses to pull out. But there we go. God, it was awesome. The silence is unsupported. No, actually, I wish you could hear them laughing more. But the workers and the people in line were. It was so funny seeing them all giggle. It was hilarious. I loved it. It was great. And then Coco went up to do it, and she was like really awkward because like she doesn't play the game, and like also it's just kind of awkward in the first place. So her not playing the game and not really caring that much, she was like, okay, this is kind of weird. She still was a good sport about it and still had a fun time. But it was just funny because like I. The funniest thing was us getting in line and the guy just skipping me and going straight to Coco. It was great. That was the best thing that could have happened. It was freaking hilarious, man. I should have worn my girl dinner shirt. I didn't take it with me on the trip because I wore it on that Sunday at the Times Square ad, and I was really sweaty. And it was an extra shirt that I didn't need to pack because like I all the clothes I brought to Japan, I tried to make like be like nice, like stylish in some way. So I was like, a girl dinner shirt's kind of like a shirt I'd wear in my house. I wouldn't wear it out with anything really other than for the ad. So I should have brought it, but it's okay. I still had the FF fit on. I think it was a fire fit. The green baggy pants with the New Balances with the black and green with the gray and the gray shoes. It was clean. Was it humid? Oh, it was so humid. It was every day we were sweating profusely. It was disgusting. It was gross. Looks like it was so fun, dude. But yeah, that happened. And then, I got pictures with the Raphael cutout and the Silas cutout. They had the Xavier, Caleb, and the Zane cutouts. I didn't get pictures with them, but I took pictures of it, which I guess I don't know if I have here. But they also had a wall of like all of the myths, basically. Like they had like art like this, with like the two main myths. They didn't have the new myth for Raphael, but they had like all the myths, and then they had like the newest banner for all the characters basically on a wall, like just kind of like a really long wall of all the stuff, which I think I posted on Instagram. Maybe I didn't. But they had that, which was really cool. So I just took a selfie with the Raphael ones. And then they had all the cutouts. And next to the cutouts, it was all kind of like this. They had like a background with the cutout with like flowers on the ground. They had like a veil and like flowers you could hold to the side. So like down here, they had like a veil and the flowers for people to use because people brought their own stuff too. Like some girls like really went all out, which makes sense. I did the same thing on stream, but they had that as well, which is funny. So I had the hat on, and so Coco put the veil on, like so it looked like hair. And then I took pictures of the Raphael, whatever. Took a bunch of pics, screwing around, having fun, whatever. It was great. It was really funny. It was bro. My favorite picture. This was awesome. Because this is the first thing I did. I was like, bro. I was like, let's go. I was so excited. I was like, I can't believe I'm this excited about this, but I was. And then I did that. Boom. Then the Silas cut out. Had to hit him with the same pose. Posted up. God, the fit was fire that day, really. The gray and the gray and the black and the green and the gray and the ooh, phenomenal. It was worth it to sweat. I didn't like these. Oops. Okay, there we go. But yeah, it was great. And then I forgot to put. Oh yeah, here's the better picture. So there's that. There's Silas and Caleb's. And then more pictures with Silas. I did this at first, like mogging. I didn't realize that I was like basically cupping his nuts, and I was like, that's crazy, bro. But he probably needs the help. I know he's got some nuts on him. But that happened. And then at the end of it, they had a little spot where you could get a card. They had a table with, it was like, hey, scan this QR code to pre-order Love and Deep Space goods. Unfortunately, the Love and Deep Space goods, they weren't out. They come out in September, so I missed it. But the Animate store that we were at will have Love and Deep Space stuff in like a month and a half, which is cool. But at the end, they had this table with these cards, and so it was just a plain card with like two designs on it, which I kept one. I took an extra one to keep for my journal. So it wasn't like Love and Deep Space like licensed. I imagine it's still Love and Deep Space themed, but this is what they had. And so you take this card, and you write something on it, and you put it on this message board. It just says message corner. 彼のメッセージや今日の感想ぜひお書きください. So this is basically just like, you want to write a message. It's like, please write a message to say your feelings from today, like for them or for him, for the allies. That's basically what it's saying. But it's just a message corner, right? It's like, sign something, you throw it up on there, boom, and it stays there, right? And so it's like, oh, of course I have to put something up there, bro. Like, obviously I have to write something. And there's a lot of cute messages, and there's a lot of, really good illustrations that people did. Obviously, why would you be surprised about that? I don't think I posted I didn't post what I wrote, like, in super high quality depth. But this is mine right here. If you zoom in, it just says, Nightalize wa homura ga daisuki desu, which is just saying, I love Raphael. Basic, I didn't want to do some crazy thing. I could have, right? Like everyone's doing here with all their messages. And there's some cute messages. I tried to read some of them. But obviously, like, the handwriting is hard to read because it's way harder to read, like, handwritten Japanese. All right? Like it's probably hard for someone to read my English if they're learning English because, you write really quick versus, like, type Japanese. So it was struggling on a bit. But most of them were just like, thank you for, like, I love you, or, like, thank you so much for, like, being, like, cute. It was, I don't know, it was interesting, but the ones that probably were nicer messages, like this and this, I couldn't really read, so I don't really know. But, either way, it was really cute, and I put a little message on there, man. I threw mine up right here, close to here. And maybe they'll post a picture on Twitter. The Animate store might post a picture. The Love and Deep Space might post a picture. I don't know if they will. It doesn't matter if they do or don't. But I made my mark. I was there. And, that's that. It was freaking sick, man. It was freaking sick. It was awesome. It was so great. This tweet also did crazy, shocking. But I kept on, like I said, for my journal. I'm going to write in it, a little keepsake because... you could just take as many as you wanted. But that's most of the trip, chat. Like, I've been yapping for a bit, 2 hours now, which is crazy. But there's this crazy art piece we found. I'm getting my butt eaten, classic booty eaten. Zoo. I love monkeys so much. The gibbons were adorable. Spider monkeys were adorable. Gorillas were adorable. FF9 Zoff store. Here's better pictures of the glasses. Death Stranding 2 pop-up, which I still need to play Death Stranding 2. The Artnia Cafe, Square Enix Artnia Cafe, FF9 stuff we bought, Lad stuff we just talked about, the Team Labs place. That's Oomph. Peach Melky, bro. That's Oomph. She had a little gachapon at the top of the Gamers store, which I was going to get one for my friend because he likes her stuff. And I didn't. And I should have. I was sad. But we didn't have coins for it, unfortunately. But I was like, bro, what the hell? I'm like, wait, I forgot she has, like, a presence because she's, like, a big cosplayer, obviously. But that was funny. Then, more pictures of the Al Buddha stuff. There's the pop-up shop and the big camera. It was so cool. God, the new ending song as well for Season 2 of Bunny Girl is such a banger. It's so good. And I can't wait to watch. I'm going to watch Season 2 tonight. I got to finally get around to it. But here's more pictures from, the things in Enoshima. My Sakurajima, my goat. Food from the place. There she is again. Enoshima Island. Lads. FF9. Osaka Doton Booty. The classic Glico runner guy. Nintendo Museum. Professor Noctis meetup. Spider-Man double cheek dub. Double cake dub. Big booty and that's most of it, man. I got Donkey Kong when I was there too, which is cool. It came out when I was there, so they had some new Donkey Kong goods, which was awesome. I got the game for $10 cheaper, $12 cheaper, and yeah, chat. That's the majority of it, or not majority. That's almost everything. And there's a lot of other stuff that happened, but like the stuff that's like major. That's it. Other than the Cat Cafe. Cat Cafe, it's a train diorama place. I'm gonna wrap it up here because it's late. But train diorama, and they had cats. They had 160 cats in this cafe. It smelled horrible, but it is what it is. Who cares? But you could tell there's 160 cats, but they were everywhere. It was so cute. There were so many of them. 160, dude. Like any type of cat you would imagine was there. They had cats who didn't have a leg. They had cats who were blind. They had kittens. They had older ones. A lot of them were strays too. because they take them in. You could buy them too. Like if you go to the cafe and you live in Japan, you could buy it. They let you take any of them home and pay for them and adopt them. But it was so freaking cute, man. It was adorable. All the Zyrtec in the world won't save me. I am allergic to cats, and it wasn't too bad. But like after the hour and a half we were there, I was definitely clearing my throat and blowing my nose for like 2 hours afterwards. So, oh man, when I walked in to the place, I was like, oh god, because it's like you can feel it in the air. Because 160 cats in this tiny ass building, bro, they're literally everywhere. Like. They're pooping and their fur. Oh my god! But it was amazing. I wouldn't change a thing. These kittens, they were 3 months old. They had 3 legs. It was really sad. They were so adorable. Look how cute. Just these two, 3 months old. They both. This one didn't have its right leg. This one didn't have its left leg, which is interesting. I don't know if that like a coincidence or not, but really sad. But they were so freaking cute. They destroyed the diorama, and they were playing around with the toys and all this stuff. It was great. It was awesome. It was so awesome. But yeah, man. Yeah, man, that's the trip, dude. I feel like, you know, I got more pictures of cool places and just, you know, miscellaneous pictures and whatnot. But that's the big stuff, Godzilla. Excuse me. That's the big stuff, man. We didn't go to Sylvanian Park like we wanted to, which is okay. We'll go next time. That would have been freaking. Also, this pizza we got, chat, was so bad. We got Chicago deep dish in Japan. I know you're like, obviously it's not going to be good, right? But you know what? Hey, we'll give it a shot. It was $25, so incredibly overpriced. Also, it was so shit. So Japan, that was a failure. I think almost every meal we had there was really good. This pizza was like the only bad meal. The best meal we had, though, definitely was we got katsu at this one place in Ikebukuro. You cook the katsu for yourself. Oh my god, I'm getting really tired. Holy crap. It was like raw beef, but it was half fried raw beef. So it had the fry, like the breading on the outside, but you'd have to cook it on the little like plate in front of you, like little hot plate in front of you. That was probably the best thing we had. It was absolutely delicious. But yeah, man, that's the trip. Went to some cafes. We went, you know, animal cafes, the zoo, a bunch of stores. There's a Star Wars pop-up. Went to the Sanrio Cafe. Went to the Love and Deep Space pop-up. You know, Square Enix stuff, Final Fantasy, Capcom, Animals, Friends, bought shit. You know, we were out late, went for walks, enjoyed the scenery. We're in Kyoto, Osaka, Tokyo. It was great. It was a great trip. Like I said, there'll be more stories that I think of, like, as the weeks go by and as things pop up. That'll be funny, because there's lots of funny stories. I just can't remember them all right now, because I am still very jet-lagged. But, I think my favorite thing from the trip probably was, I think Universal Studios Japan. Not just because it's USJ, so obviously it's going to be a huge standout. It's tied for first with a couple other things. The Ueno Zoo was probably also tied for first. Absolutely phenomenal experience. It was so fun. Even though it was very hot, it was so cute. And all the animals were really cool, and I love me some monkeys. But yeah, it was probably the most fun. I think my favorite location we were at, Osaka. Osaka Daimaru, the massive mall, was so cool. And Dotonbori was so sick as well. You know, with the Glico sign and whatnot. It was awesome. It had good street food, and me and Coco got like, so you can get rings, like custom rings there. And so we got custom rings. Not like marriage rings or anything, but like, you know, we just got like silver rings with my initial on it and her initial on it. It was really cool. And they weren't too expensive either. But they made them in front of you. You could pick the design, pick the color, pick the sheen, matte. You know, pick if you want to have engraving on it or not. It was really fun. It was cute. But we did that as well. Yeah, but Osaka was awesome. Kyoto, we didn't get to explore nearly as much. So next time we go to Japan, whenever that is, definitely we'll be staying at Kyoto for a bit longer. Akihabara was cool. Dude, we did go to the NSFW store in Akihabara to check it out, and it was crazy, dude. Like, one final thing to end it off. NSFW store, right? It's NSFW store. It is what it is, right? Who cares? But So it was like 6 floors, and first floor was like cosplay, like stuff for women to wear for like cosplay, sexy, whatever the hell, right? And then second floor was like, you know, like the NSFW like goods, like vibrator stuff, right? I don't want to talk about. I need to get into it, right? It's kind of bizarre, or not bizarre, but I don't want to talk about it. It's just like adult toys, right? And the third floor is more adult toys. One was for men, one was for women. And then the 5th and 6th floor, this shit's crazy, and it's so stupid. It said women are not allowed on the 5th and 6th floor because men get embarrassed when they are shopping for their personal goods. Because I think the 6th floor was like porn, like porn videos and magazines. And then the 5th floor, I think, was like more porn. But it was like women are not allowed on the 5th and 6th floor because men get embarrassed about the things they're buying. And I was like, okay. Coco was pissed, not pissed, but she was like, this is so dumb. And I was like, I agreed with her, obviously. But I was like, okay, so women are allowed on the 5th and 6th floor, but men are allowed on every floor, including the ones that women have all their stuff. I was like, bro, like this is so stupid. And I was like, this is why the loneliness epidemic for men in Japan is so bad and the birth rates are so bad there, is because they enable this stuff, bro. Like, to solve like the loneliness and like all this stuff is not to enable men and be like, hey, we're gonna give you your own 2 floors and not let women, because we know you're very embarrassed about this stuff. If they're embarrassed, then they should be embarrassed. If they're not embarrassed, then they're not gonna be embarrassed, right? Like, who cares? But we should not, and this is a Japan only thing, I guess, or maybe at least this is an America thing, but they should not be like, hey, what about women, bro? This is crazy. Women are embarrassed too. I was like, stupid. It was so funny. I was like, bro, this is sad. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, here's Jordan like wokealize, like feministalize, like I'm not like trying to be like that, and I don't think I am at all. But I was like, dude, this is so dumb. This is crazy. Like, if some dude's embarrassed to go buy this stuff because a woman might see him, then like, so be it, right? And maybe that will stop him from buying all these things and maybe like trying to find peace with himself and finding a significant other. And if they don't have any interest in finding a significant other, then who cares if they're embarrassed? Then they shouldn't be embarrassed, right? Because it's an adult thing and a natural human thing. You know, like sex and all that stuff is like a natural human thing. So like, buying these goods and adult things, it's like, who cares, right? Like no, you know, we're not children here. Like this, we're not gonna like laugh like, oh my god, you bought this thing, like who cares, right? So why are they like, why are they? It was crazy, bro. Coco was like, that is so sad. I was like, yeah. We were dying laughing. Really, this is hilarious because we wanted to check it out. We looked at the first 4 floors because we were like, okay, what freaky stuff they got going on here? We didn't buy anything, and even if we did, then like I probably wouldn't say it, but like we didn't buy anything because also like just bringing that back home is crazy. But it's like basic stuff on the levels. But I really wanted to check out the 5th and 6th floor because I was like, bro, what do they have on here that they don't want women going up here? I'm like, the first 4 floors was just, I was like, they have everything on the first 4 floors. Like, what could they possibly have on the next one? I don't know. It was so stupid. It was funny. Like I said, it must have been just like porn, like actual porn. But like, bro, they had like everything you would need on the first 4. It was so bizarre. But Coco was like, you should go up and look. And I was like, nah, I'm not going to leave you here, bro. It's stupid. But I kind of wanted to, I should have like quickly ran up like to see what it was just so I could let her know. Because now I'm curious. I'm like, what could it even have been, bro? Like, the crazy part is that every cell phone has the shutter noise because there was a huge issue of upskirts. Yeah, the shutter noise thing, Coco didn't know that. I didn't know that until I went 2 years ago as well. Like, when I went last time for the first time, I think a friend told me or something there, and I was like, that's crazy. And Coco didn't know that. I told her about that, I think, when we were on the plane or something, and she was like, holy shit. I was like, yeah. I was like, it's a problem, man. It's a real problem. And it makes sense because those trains get packed. They get squished. Like, you are shoulder to shoulder. You're touching these people. Like, you're like this, and you know, it can be to a point where you're like so squeezed in. And so obviously they add the shutter noise because if you're so squeezed in like that, someone could just hold their phone like this and boom, right? And that's obviously what happened. I don't know how long it's been going on. It's probably been going on for 50 plus, you know, 100. I don't know how many years since cell phones are a thing, but like, yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, I don't know. That store is wild, bro. That's crazy because where's the safe space for women to shop? Like you said, there just isn't, I guess, because women don't need a safe space. I guess I don't know. I was like, I feel like if anything, if it said no men on that floor, it would be stupid, I think. But like, I think it would be like 10% less stupid because I think either like a floor with not letting one or the other I think is dumb no matter what. But like, if women have to deal with the embarrassment, quote unquote, of buying, you know, their personal products. Women also have like 10 times more things to worry about for their care. Like they have like pads and tampons and like, you know, periods and ovulation, all these things that they have, right? That men don't have. Once again, I'm not trying to be like a feminist, Elias, okay? But like, it's just crazy. Like you guys have all that shit, right? But that's just, you know, you just buy that and you just have to get used to buying that stuff. And it shouldn't be embarrassing because it's just life and it's human shit, right? It is what it is. Who cares? But like, what then? So why isn't it the same for dudes? Guys don't have anything like that. The only thing they have is just like the actual toys they would need to buy, right? Like what? I don't know. There's no reason to go on a tangent about it because it is what it is, and it's Japan, unfortunately, and that's just how it is. But like, it was crazy work. It was crazy work, and yeah, next time I go to Japan, whenever that is, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, whenever, we're going back to that shop, and I'm checking those floors out because I have to see what it was now. I have to. I have to. There's a huge issue with how many. Oh yeah, 100%. That's the world, but yeah, it's pretty bad there. It gets kind of swept under the rug though, because Japan. Oh my god, Japan, so cool, right? Yeah. But yeah. We had a friend do the jet program when sister they had an issue with the train flight. Yeah, that's unfortunate. But there you go. YouTube, adios, a long video. I might make this multiple videos because I talked about the trip and everything I bought, but like different. I don't know. Maybe I'll split up. Actually, no, I'll just keep it one long 2-hour video. If someone wants to watch all of it, they can. If they don't, then they don't. So either way, YouTube, thanks for watching. Sorry I don't have any like vlogs from the trip. I would have done it, but it was just nice to relax and stay off our phones. So have a good day and adios.